Hello, my gorgeous light beings, my healers, my star seeds, my light workers. Welcome or welcome back to my channel, The Pleiadian Priestess. I have a juicy reading for you guys today, so stick around. In a second, I'll tell you what this reading is going to be about. Hello, if you're still here, this reading is going to be about what makes you unique, what makes you special. So I did a poll on my channel, or my community tab, I guess you could say. I gave you four options of readings, and I said which one would you like to be my next reading, including you guys in the decision making process. And by far the most popular one was what makes you special and unique. I do intend to cover the other topics, but I guess in the order in which they were chosen. So the most popular was this video. The next popular, I think, was who is hiding feelings for you, and then I did a so I forgot the other two, and one of them was like, what would your exes, like, people think about you, their mom, their sister, stuff like that. And then the other reading, I completely have no idea, but I forget. But I guess I'm going to eventually cover those readings. But this was the most popular one by far. So with all that yapping out of the way, we're going to get into the options. For group one, we have Thief. For group two, we have Rebel. And for group three, we have Dilettante. Now, you're going to choose the card, the message, the word, the color that calls out to you the most. And that up more. Definitely wasn't even. Sorry. No, that's not even either. I think that's even. If you happen to hear the air conditioning in the background, I am sorry. It is hot in New York now, and I definitely need the AC. Okay, so if you hear that like sound in the background that persists throughout the whole reading, that is the AC. There's nothing wrong with the mic. The mic just picks up on things I wouldn't like it to pick up on. Okay, I'm like, you're supposed to pick on my voice, not the AC, but it does. So bear with me with that. But like I said, you're gonna choose the option, the color, the word, the energy that calls out to you the most, and then I'll definitely be seeing you guys at your reading. Bye bye. Hello, my gorgeous group ones. Welcome to your reading. If you chose Thief, then you are in the right place. Welcome. Today, we're going to be going over what makes you special, what makes you unique. Now, this was the winning topic in the poll that I put on my channel. Maybe it had to have been like a few days by now, like more so going towards a week. And this was the winning topic by far. I didn't check it today, even though I should have, but I'm pretty sure what makes you special and unique is still in the top, okay? So for those of you who chose the other options, I will cover those options. But since this was the winning option, we're going to go with this one. And we're going to be getting into what makes you special and unique. Now, disclaimer, if you hear that sound in the background that keeps persisting, it is not about the quality of the mic. I would say the mic is quite good because it's picking up on everything, even the things that I don't want it to pick up on. But that is the AC in the background. It is hot. It is summer in NYC. Anyone who lives here or just knows summer in general, it's going to be hot. And I need the AC because I'd be sweating like crazy. So just please bear with me. I hope the quality of sound is good. I move the mic away from me, more, so it's not picking up on every little thing and not interfering. Okay, I'm pressing right now, so if you hear any sounds, that's why. But I hope it picks up on the sounds I want it to and not feedback and getting a little muffled or crazy. Okay, so what I'm going to do in this reading is we're going to get into this song here. Not song. Oh my gosh. I don't even have my songs out, but that has nothing to do with this reading, honestly. Music always comes through. For those of you who are not new here, you know that by now. But Thief, what makes you special and unique? I'm hearing you steal hearts. You're a heart thief, and I love how I looked at the card and see that his heart is on his sleeve. So you may wear your heart on your sleeve, and that is what makes you special and unique. But you steal the hearts of people. I'm hearing, "Aw, she's so cute." So there could be something about your story, your background, your aesthetic. There's something that makes people feel like soft towards you. Like they don't feel. I'm pretty sure some people do, but majority of people, what makes you special and unique is they have a soft spot for you. Okay, so you wear your heart on your sleeve, you help people, you protect people, or you don't wear your heart on your sleeve, is what I'm hearing as well. And people know you have a heart of gold, but only the people who look, the people who care to look get to see this heart that you have. I'm hearing that beats inside your chest. So only the people that take the time to get to know you know how special you are. So maybe the things that come through in this specific reading will be in the point of view of the people who are closest to you. If you are someone who doesn't really talk to everyone, have a lot of friends, you only have I'm hearing a core group. There are some core memories there as well as what I'm hearing. So maybe that's confirmation. But there's a core memories, core emotions, core feelings that these people have that makes you special and unique. And I'm also hearing spirit is going to be, putting in their 2 cents here and there. So you're getting everything. So we have sheds light, and this did come out in the upright position, meaning it's going to be a light attribute, not a shadow attribute. So sheds light on the potential wealth within you that can never be stolen. You see that heart you have. No matter what you've been through, what you've gone through, no matter how life does you dirty, is what I'm hearing. You still get up every day with a smile on your face. You're still polite. Okay, you're still kind. You still treat people with respect. You don't give up, is what I'm hearing. So you're always looking on the bright side of life. Okay, you're an optimist. So maybe some of you here could be Sagittarius. Okay, you love to travel, you like to learn, things like that are coming through, but there's a power, a wealth in you that can never be stolen. I'm hearing diamond in the rough, that kind of Aladdin, where in the movie, potentially or essentially, you should say, he didn't have to help Jasmine. He was poured down on his luck. He could have really stolen the bread from her and ran with it, left her in the dust. He could have completely ignored her and moved on about his day because he has more pressing matters to worry about as someone who's homeless, has no kids, I meant to say has no parents, but maybe you could be someone who has no kids as well. And that's something that's unique about you because in today's day and age, everybody out here popping kids out. You know what I mean? So that is something that's unique. Yes. Okay. We got that out the way. But he lived, had no parents. His only friend was a boo, and he was treated like a leper, except for the people in the girls in the, where was it? The what is the word they call it? Brothel, that loved when he came by because he was like just so attractive and young and viral, I'm sure. And they was all he sweating Aladdin. But other than that, he didn't really have anything to be nice for, to be grateful for, except for his life and his experiences and the fact that he was alive and he had a boo and he had his little place he made his own. But other than that, life had done him pretty bad. But he was still kind. He was still nice. He still decided to help Jasmine. And then even when he had all these wishes, he still promised to use his last wish to help Genie be free. And even though they had some roadblocks along the way, he still ended up keeping to his word. So that could be who you are. You're someone who keeps your word. Now, I did not want to get stuck on one card for the longest time, so I'm sorry for that. But I do want to maybe get one more card from this deck to see what else comes through. Jesus, and one just fell out, so I'll take that one. And then we have student. Yeah, you're a student of life. You love to live. You love to learn. I love that because this is definitely giving Sagittarius energy, ninth house energy, which is higher learning. It's going on journeys, learning new things, new cultures. You are the friend who loves experiences, that makes you unique. And being someone who does also love experiences, there's not a lot of people who like experiences, or I haven't met a lot of them. So that is something that makes you unique. In case you're wondering, how does that make me unique? It makes you unique in the fact that you're always willing to go after what you want. You're always willing to get up and try new things. Trying new things is not as easy as it may seem to you, which is something that makes you unique. You have that Aries fire in you. A lot of fire signs keep coming through. So maybe your chart is like, predominantly fire, or you just have very strong or prominent Aries and Sag placements, probably even Leo, because there's something here about your heart of gold. And I do feel like Leo is one of the signs that embodies having that low to the heart of gold, which is why in the beginning I did say your friends may come through because your friends know your heart, your family knows your heart. So people that are close to you will come through to tell you these things they find unique about you. So change is scary. Stepping out on a limb is scary. Trying new things is scary, but the way you have it in your heart, you're always willing to do that. So it doesn't seem scary to you because you're someone who's fearless. You're courageous. There's a word that was coming through that I forgot. If it comes back up, it'll come back up. But yeah, there's something here about you that is just, you're courageous, you're brave, and that's what people admire about you. And you think, oh, why isn't everybody like me? Because it's not as easy as that. Some people were born with a fearless spirit, okay, and some people weren't. So when you ask friends, hey, you want to go on a trip right now, they're like, oh no, I can't. And you're just like, why not? Let's go. You're thinking, oh, they're just being scary or whatever, but it's like they're literally terrified and you're not. So you have that fearless fire behind you. And also Aladdin, the way he was flying that magic carpet. I consider myself that does things, even though I can be scary sometimes. The way Aladdin was just found that carpet, didn't even know him from a hole in the wall, child, and he just riding that carpet. That carpet could have at any moment just wanted to stop. Could have at any moment dropped Aladdin off in the middle of the sky, like dropped him and flew away. That carpet could have done anything. Because one thing about that carpet, it had a mind of its own. I'm telling you. And just Aladdin was believing in it and trusting it. I'm like, oh, you better than me. And even when he first offered to give Jasmine a ride, she was like, are you sure? And even Raja was like, girl, what you doing? You know what I mean? That kind of thing. But he was like, yeah, come, I got you. Do you trust me? And that spirit in you that cannot be duplicated is how she knew it was him in the beginning. That even okay, if you haven't seen Aladdin, basically, Aladdin and Jasmine meet when they're both on the street. She's in disguise, pretending to not be a princess, and he's literally on the street because he lives on the street. He saves her from getting her hand cut off because she stole bread to give to kids and she didn't have money. He saved her. They took her on a whole chase and brought her back to his place. She ended up leaving, going back to the palace, and then that's when Jafar came and found Aladdin and took him to the cave of Mister, Cave of Wonders, and then that's where he found the rug, and that's where he found the lamp. And he came out and asked to be a prince because he wanted to marry the princess, I believe, or something along those lines. He just wanted to be rich, honestly, and I don't blame him because he came from nothing, Then he met Princess Jasmine, and he was like, trying to be all princely and da 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 da, but that wasn't working for her. So when he was Aladdin, the person she met in the beginning of the movie, and said, "Do you trust me?" That's how she knew it was him. So that part of him that was just inherently Aladdin and not Prince Ali, the persona he was putting on, that is who you are, and that's how people notice you, and that's how you're unique. Because the only person she had ever heard say, "Do you trust me?" was Aladdin in the beginning of the movie when she was jumping and or yeah, she was like, yeah, they had to like jump across a building or whatever, and she was like, "No, what you doing?" And he was like, "Do you trust me?" And I guess she trusted him. I mean, she did, and they jumped, and they were alive. They stayed alive, kind of thing. So when he asked her that again in the middle of the movie, "Do you trust me?" He was like, "Oh, so you're Aladdin, eh?" That kind of thing. So the thing that makes you you, Aladdin always, being, "Do you want to trust me?" Helping someone when they're feeling scared, unsure. That could also be what makes you unique. You help people when they're unsure of certain things. And that is how they always recognize you. Your heart of gold. Okay. Now I might as well get one more card and close it out, right? We have God, interesting. Benevolence and compassion, recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others. That is also another thing that is very unique about you, I would say. How you always have like compassion for other people. You take care of other people. And like I said, that same thing that allowed Jasmine to recognize Aladdin, even though he was, what is the air lighting or moonlighting? Is this? There's some saying he was moonlighting as Prince Ali, even though he was really Aladdin. And she was able to see through that because there was supposed to be a magic. Honestly, is what people don't understand about that, or people may like forget. By the genie, and people were like, "What if they recognize me?" The genie was like, "No, they won't recognize you because there's a magic. They can't see through genie magic." Then how was Jasmine able to see through the genie magic? How? She was able to know that was Aladdin, not Prince Ali. And I feel like I'm talking about Aladdin way too much. I'm sorry, but I feel like the examples from that movie are kind of describing who you are and what makes you unique. So yeah, there's something about your kind spirit, like something pure about you, your heart, pure heart, and that's what makes you unique. And people may look up to you, and maybe revere you like a god of sorts. They recognize the benevolence, the good you do for others, the way you help people. Okay, so I'm gonna get some more cards here. I got a lot of oracle cards out on the table, so I want to try to get into as many of them as I can. Like, I don't know how long this reading is gonna be. Like, I never know. I just go into it, and however it comes out, it comes out. If it's 30 minutes, cool. If it's not, cool. I'm here, just doing the thing. Here we have the hawk and the thistle. Graceful persistence. Yeah, you don't give up, and you could be someone who's always traveling. That's what makes you unique. You want to see the world, is what I'm hearing. And it's funny how that song is, I can show you the world. Yeah, you're always on an adventure, or every moment with you is like an adventure for the people who know you or are around you because of the spirit that you have. Like that shines through a lot. Now here we have upheaval, the vulture and the asphodel. The vulture, there could be something a little scary or intimidating about you, which is why we have God here. Because as much as we love to be like, oh yeah, God is this, and you know what I mean, he still is a pretty, he's all knowing, all seeing. He made heaven, earth, he made people, he made all this kind of stuff, you know, in such an intricate and beautiful way that even the most advanced minds in science cannot understand how everything flows together so well. How when mothers are born, the afterbirth looks like a tree and stuff like that. Like everything is connected. And he did that. His mind created that. You know what I mean? And it's like, what? Like it just baffles people. There's something like that scary because of course you have a lot of power. God has a lot of power to do as he will, as he wants. Um, and so do you. And that's how people kind of that's where the correlation comes in, you know? Nobody's saying you're prim and proper and you're perfect. Nobody's saying all that because nobody's perfect, honestly. But the things in you that shine the brightest, people do find perfect, such as your benevolence. I'm hearing your humor, your compassion for others, your humility and devotion to knowledge, openness to lifelong learning as well. You could be someone who's very smart. And it's funny how it's like even the smartest, most intricate minds in science and medicine and whatever can never understand when certain miracles happen. They can never understand why this happens, why that happens. You know, we learn as we go along, but there's no one that knows like everything. You could be someone who seems like they know everything, who seems that they have all the answers, which is why people would be seeing you in this godlike, you know, status. And I'm hearing we're all the image of God. So, you know, but some people obviously don't live a very up and up life. Maybe you do. I'm hearing treat others as you would like to be treated. There's something here about love thy neighbors coming through as well. So some of you could be Christian or you grew up in a Christian faith. Here we have the antelope and wheat nourishment. Ooh, see, yeah, you nourish people. That's literally what Aladdin did. He saved Jasmine when she was trying to nourish some kids. And here we have preparation. You could be someone who's always prepared as well. You guys forgive me, like I take care of my own, like I take care of my people, you know? It's kind of like giving me a Moses vibe for you guys, where he took care of his people, he listens. You could be like a devoted follower, which is why people see you like God when they think of God because you praise him, look up to him, kind of that vibe. Your faith could be important here. But there is also something very scary about you. I'm hearing there's something like intense about your eyes, so your eyes could be unique in some kind of way because I'm being called to the vulture's eyes here. I'm being called to the antelope's eyes here, and I'm being called to the squirrel's eyes here. So there's something here about your eyes. Maybe you have good vision as well, or bad vision is what I just heard, because we have a hawk here, and hawks are very good. And so vultures have good vision as well, and a good nose. And I would say squirrels do too. All animals have some sense of good vision. But yeah, there's something here about your eyes. You see things coming from a mile away. That could be a power of yours as well, where you know what's going to happen before it happens, or you can warn someone. That person is giving me a bad vibe. Don't talk to them. Don't be with them. And then it ends up coming true. Yeah, I'm hearing there's a lot like beneath the surface that you don't allow a lot of people to see, which is why I feel like the people who are coming through and telling me this uniqueness about you are people who are close to you. Because this chestnut is giving me something that has to be cracked open, and it takes a lot to open it. Chestnuts aren't easy to open, but once they do, you get that beautiful nut inside, right? Ooh. I just interpreted that in a very raunchy kind of way. I'm sorry, my mind. At least it didn't come through right away, so I can't say I'm out here with a bit with negative in my mind in the gutter. Okay, we're gonna see what else comes through for you guys. What makes my group one so unique? Here we have the Six of Wands. Yeah, there's something here about you just, you know, Whatever you put your mind to, you do. There's something here about you always winning. I'm hearing All I Do Is Win by DJ Khaled. No matter what, got money on my mind. I can never give it up. And every time I step up in the building, everybody's hands go up. Yeah, so you're popular. Your energy is popular. You are well known, but a lot of people don't actually know you. It's giving me like kind of like a celebrity, where a lot of people know of the person, but that doesn't mean they know them to their core. You know, here you have the King of Swords. Wow. Okay, let me get the cards out before I start saying anything. What makes my group one so unique and special, please? That you could look a little scary until you people see your heart. I'm looking up here at this thief again. And aren't we scared of thieves, or we're supposed to be? And that card just fell out. Thanks. Aren't we supposed to be scared of thieves because they're like, they're immoral and they don't have any kind of moral code? And it's funny how I was talking about Aladdin and he was considered a thief. He literally almost got his like hand chopped off because he stole like an apple or something in the movie. And when he was being chased around, they were calling him street rat. Like I said, the whole scene where he's passing by the brothel and they're just like, oh, Aladdin, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. Wow, it's funny that just connected. Interesting. Yeah, but he was a thief with a heart of gold, literally the diamond in the rough. That's crazy. I'm like, why is Aladdin coming through? Because of that. Okay, and then I'll take that and that's it. What makes my group one special and unique? Here we have the Emperor, and look at how we have this lion here. And I didn't mention something about Leo, King of the Jungle. That's the Emperor, the King of the Jungle. Everyone looks up to them. It's giving like a Mufasa kind of energy, where you always have some words of wisdom, where you always have this quote or this philosophy that doesn't always make sense, but the more you think about it, the more it does make sense. Like he was just saying something to Simba when he was a little child, and Simba's like, "What are you talking about, father?" Like, or we were. I feel like I know I was. I'm like, Simba, I mean, Mufasa, you trying to be deep so bad? Like, shut up. But like, it ended up making sense in the end. It was something that he held on to. Simba held on to every teaching his father gave him when he was a child. That kind of thing. So there could be something here about. And I love how we have the King of Swords, and the King of Swords is like, he gives me a teacher. He's a strategist. He teaches you the best, most effective way to do certain kinds of things to get the best outcome. So the fact that you get the King of Swords and the Emperor, there's something about the way you do things. You always end up on top, or you have like I said, a moral code or compass that you follow that just always gets you what you want or what you need. So the next card we have out is the Knight of Wands. Yeah, there's something just very outgoing and adventurous about you. There could be something a little sexy or bad boyish about you, or a little bit of a rebel as well coming through. And then we have the Knight of Cups. Wow, okay. Yeah, I'm here. I just heard like Lothario or like lover boy, some kind of something along those lines is coming through. So you could be someone who loves love. You could be someone who's a hopeless romantic, but you don't. A lot of people know that. There's something here about poetry. Somebody could write poetry, and they don't let people know. I just heard like the heart of a poet, but they don't even show it. Kind of like a little rhyme coming through. You have the heart of a poet, but you don't even show it, kind of thing. And that's why when you say words, sometimes people are like, "Huh? What did you just say?" Like it's hard for people to understand you because you speak in code. That's what I meant to say. Like Mufasa out here speaking in code, and Simba's like, "Father, what are you talking about?" Literally. And then it took Simba some time, some growing up, some maturing, to realize what his father was saying all along. And then in the end, he had to remember who he was. There could be something here about you having like a good body as well. The Knight of Wands, a good like body. You look good, and then you're just like, I'm hearing a male virility to you. And it's funny how I was talking about Aladdin having that, which is why all the ladies in the brothel were like, oh, they were swooning over him when he came running by trying to escape the guards or the police. The Knight of Cups, yeah, there's something here about like, your emotions. You just like being soft, you being very romantic. I'm hearing like, soft as a rose. And I'm hearing that song, Can I Call You Rose? 'Cause you're sweet like a flower in bloom. And we have a rose here in bloom. Okay? So you could be someone who's sweet like a flower in bloom. Or you say that to people, like, yeah, like I said, you're like charming. Like, Lothario would be the right word for you. Okay, Lothario is what's coming through. So I'm just trying to remember what these cards said. We have the squirrel. There could be something here like very athletic or fast about you, because squirrels move very fast. Squirrels are good at climbing. They're good at collecting, rationing as well. Roaring. There could be something about you have like a deep voice or a deep laugh, or when you're upset, people run for the hills. Yeah, there's something here about you being patient until you get upset, because the King of Swords is like someone who has like endless patience. I would say it doesn't take he doesn't get upset very easily. Like, he's very like, cold, stone cold Steve Austin. Like, he's like, his facade is like impenetrable kind of vibe. His energy, his face, his stoicism. There's something that can't be like breached about him until there is. It's like, poking the bear until you get upset. Who you could be. You don't get very upset often. What you do is like a run and duck and cover. Okay, I'm still speaking what's unique about you. That could be unique about you. Something where it takes a lot to get you angry, and that's not you. We can't say that's everyone, honestly. There's something here you have the patience of a sage. You know, people can do things to you, say things to you, and you won't retaliate in any kind of negative way. And I love how I was bringing up Moses, and this guy is kind of giving me that here, because isn't he the one who walked up to the top of the mountain and did the Ten Commandments? And this is like literally like a divine sign where, and it looks like he's holding his wand, or he could be holding the tablet up to the sky where the Ten Commandments were written, kind of vibe. So, like I said, there's something here about you like having that kind of like divine knowledge that other people don't have. If that AC don't shut up, it keeps going quiet and then getting loud again. Be quiet. Yeah, you're giving a little bit mysterious, a little something about people can't see your eyes or tell when you're lying. And I did mention something about eyes earlier. Yeah, there's something here about your eyes. They're either hard to read, they're very beautiful, they're very perceptive, all of those things. But it's kind of like you're hard to read. And that's the King of Swords, like I said. But you're also someone who's like very reliable. And I love how we have an eye here, the King of Swords. Yeah, there's something here about your eyes. That's gonna keep coming through. So I'm not gonna keep saying it. And something here about when you talk, people listen. I just like got a little bit like a clip of um there used to be like different videos like going around on social media of kids and moms and kids setting the husband up. So basically, the mom would tell the kids, "Hey, tell me like to shut up or cuss me out or something," and then just to see what the father would do. And then there was like some fathers who like you could tell like were very quiet, not really combative, not really, disciplinarians, or maybe they were, but they're the strong silent type. And then as soon as the kids let whatever they said fly, like whether it was cuss words or "shut up, mom" or whatever, you see the dad just like turn around really quickly and just give them a look, and the kids like go scattering and running kind of vibe. He didn't have to say anything because they know when he does say something that they're going to be scared. So before he even opens his mouth, just the look before he says anything gets them quiet well enough. And that's why I said something about your eyes, the way you look at people, kind of like scare them, or it's like your eyes can be those kinds of scary eyes. Like, how can I explain, like, those eyes like just too light, you know they're too light, they're scary, that kind of thing. That's what's coming through as well. So you could just have eyes that you look at people and it's like, oh, like, you scared me, Jesus. I didn't expect your eyes to be that, looking like that. You could have like, what do they call them, like cat like eyes, or maybe snake like eyes, where you catch people off guard. Yeah, there's something. What makes you unique is there's something about your exterior or your posture. I just heard like posterior. There's something here about how you look to other people. You scare them with the King of Swords and the Emperor coming through here. But like I said, these are the first two levels they have to get through. They have to get through the King of Swords and they have to get through the Emperor, because all they're seeing when they first see you is your success. They're seeing your intellect, then they're seeing your power. What they're not seeing is this Knight of Wands and this Knight of Cups at the end here, where it's like a more softer um, side to you. I'm hearing more chill, more open, more fun side to you. So for a lot of you guys, you're giving like authority figure, and if not, you're giving a rebel, and if not, you're giving someone who always has to be the responsible one, taking care of everyone else, kind of thing. Okay, so I do want to get more cards. I pulled from here, did not pull from here. I want to make sure I'm getting the right energy for you guys. There's something here about you guys like being grounded, but also like knowing how to have fun. Here we have Saturn. Well, yeah, look at Daddy Saturn coming through. We have discipline, structure, time, responsibility, test, ambition. Yeah, that's that father. Like I said, the mother be like, oh yeah, kids tell me to be quiet or shut up, mom, or whatever. And then see what your father does, just like a prank. And some of them dads is ready to beat the kid silly child. And to the mother at the 7, and like, no, 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 we were just playing. It's a prank. And I'm like, I don't care. Like I remember there was one specific video where the dad was like, I don't care. They shouldn't have agreed or something like that. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm head out. Mm-hmm. At that point, I'm running away and never coming home. The moon wants to come out. Like, at that point, I'm running away from home and never coming back because this was a setup, mother. Like, I really shouldn't have listened to you. It was given like, who are you more scared of, your mom or your dad? And it's kind of like you're scared of both in different ways. That's that child caught in the middle. The mom should never ask him to do that, and the dad should have been like, "Oh yeah, I understand your mom makes you do it, but still, you know what I mean?" It's giving high standards, what can I say, unachievable expectations. You know what this is also giving me? I believe that long time back in the day, Chili, just to make sure the mic is still on, Chili had a dating show, and I remember how she would like write off her full list of requirements for the guy that she was supposed to be with. And all her friends were telling her, "Girl, this is why you have to be on a dating show because your standards are too high." And she's like, "No, I don't care. I'm not changing my standards. If he doesn't check off everything in the box, I'm not gonna be with him." Kind of vibe. And then her friends just asking like, "What if they don't check off everything on the box? Are you going to choose them?" And I think she was like, "No," but like giving me high standards. That's what makes you unique. You keep your standards so high they're almost impossible. But that's how you have to be discerning in that kind of way because of your energy, because of your success, because of your intellect, because of the business you're in, something along those lines, or just because you've been hurt a lot in the past, and your heart, when it was open and free for everybody to get to, you got hurt a lot. Now you have to be more discerning about who you allow into your life, which is why we have feelings. You do feel things, of course, even though we have this Saturn energy here. There could be something here about you experiencing a lot of karma in your life where things were not easy for you, but it didn't take away from the fact of it didn't take away your ability to feel very deeply. Some people turn things off, build a wall around their heart kind of thing. I wouldn't say you have a wall around your heart. There's just a guard at that wall, asking multiple asking multiple intrusive questions, like making sure you're qualified to come in. You know what I mean? That kind of things. That's what makes you unique. You have standards. You set them very high, and you're not gonna put the wall down or release those standards just for anyone. Here we have Pluto, there's transformation coming through. And then we have the Voyager, Sagittarius. That's the energy I was getting at the beginning. Yeah. So you definitely are a Sag, or some of you are Sagittariuses, or Sagittarius, as some people would say, because they cause a lot of havoc, which is what you could do as well, which is what makes you unique. This is like giving like a wild child energy, but like it could. Okay, you know what I'm getting the vibe of someone who's like a wild child in their youth, and that is what makes you unique as well because you kind of get both perspectives. We have some kids who grow up as wallflowers, they don't get to experience anything. Then we have kids who are wild childs that don't understand what it's like to settle down and chill out, even out. Then we have you, which is like had your wild child days, and you have your even chill personality, or even though you're grown, you still have both. You have your moments of being wild, young, wild, and free, that you have your moments of being, this responsible figurehead, this person who people come to for advice kind of vibe. It's kind of giving me a post that I was watching yesterday where not I was watching, I saw on Instagram yesterday where the girl basically posted Leo moons and the guys that embrace their wild side, you know. And there was a lot of Leo Venuses in the comments that were resonating with it because I'm also Leo Venus on my period. There's something here about you having a wild side, but then there's also part of you. I wouldn't say I'm wild, but I have a wild side, you know, but you go out, have fun with friends. Yeah. So your wild side comes out around your friends. Now there's also a part of you who, you know, it's just giving code switcher. It's giving code switcher where you have your office persona, you have your career personality, the way people call it a TV personality. You have your TV personality when you're on, when you have to be on, and then you have your personality when you're just with friends, when you're just with family. So it's kind of like I'm getting both sides of that. You're very smart. You're someone who's very intelligent. Like I said, you steal people's hearts. People look up to you. You know, people love the fact that you are someone who knows a lot and you still want to know more. People look up to you, and love that you are someone who's accomplished so much and you're still going. You're not giving up. You're not becoming complacent. You're not settling, essentially. And that's what I was kind of saying with the whole you don't settle for less. You have high standards. You keep those standards high. What is unique about you? Your playful side. Okay, I'm hearing banter or teasing. You're someone who can tease. You're very good. You have a good sense of humor. I'm hearing you're funny as well. So you have a good sense of humor. You're witty. There's something here about your banter. And you make people laugh. You make people comfortable. Whether you're in this TV persona or personality that you have, or whether you're your wild side child personality. So moon, we have feelings, your instinct, your nurturing, your gut reactions. And that's what I was kind of saying with if you tell your friends don't date that person because they ain't nothing, they end up still dating that person. And then they want to come cry to you and that person hurts them. And you're like, well, I told you this person was a nothing. Why are you coming complaining to me? Maybe next time you'll listen. Maybe then you'll learn. Okay? That kind of thing. So you have the energy of like, you know, being soft, but you're also like very hard, you know? And I'm hearing people have like a hard on for you, whether you're a masculine or a feminine. People love your adventurous spirit, your freedom. Like I said, that wild side, enthusiastic. You're someone who's very enthusiastic. You're philosophical, and I love how I was mentioning philosophy, and it came out literally. You're sad. This is the only um zodiac sign that came out. So you have like the spirit of a Sagittarius, whether you're a Sagittarius or not. You know, you're very independent. You're quite generous. You do have that generosity behind that stone cold Steve Austin exterior. Not bareback. What does that mean? Let me stop. I'm getting crazy. I can't stay serious with you guys' reading. I keep like, you know, getting lost, or, you know, there could be something like very overpowering about your energy as well, where people kind of get flustered very easily. Sorry, I had to yawn. That is very King of Swords. That's your King of Swords showing, where it's like I'm scared. I don't, you know, there could be something here about people not feeling like they measure up to your standards, or just measure up to you in general. So like something about people being insecure around you, or you bring up the Knight of Wands and people, because the Knight of Wands is not always the best card. I would say it is someone who's like very immature, um, someone who is rash, someone who is most definitely like abrasive. They don't think before they act. They're very impulsive kind of energy, and that could be you as well, which is why people love you, because you could be both. Like I said before, there's something here about when you get angry, your wisdom, and people could have literally seen you transform. Like I said, they could have seen you transform from that wild child to this responsible CEO kind of figure. Any other cards that I was supposed to pull from? I don't think so. What makes my group ones unique? I feel like I've said everything. Yeah, there's something I see about you. I see in that you wear a lot of jewelry, like diamonds are girls' best friends, what I'm hearing. You could wear a lot of diamonds, or you give up that energy. It's giving, a little bit of rich. Like I said, there's something here Aladdin-esque about you, where Aladdin had his moment to be a prince, okay, and he literally became an official, actual, factual sultan after marrying Jasmine. Like if he married Jasmine, that would have made him sultan, which means either way you cut it or you flip it, he ended up rich in the end, whether it was like because of the genie or because of Princess Jasmine. So it's like kind of like you could be the pauper, you could be the street urchin, and then you can also be someone who is royalty. And that's what makes you unique. It's not a lot of people are able to see both sides of the coin. Some people get so what it's giving me? It's giving me a celebrity who gets big and they still go back and hang out with their old friends. They still go to their own hood. They're not someone who got rich and switched up. That's the kind of vibe you're giving me. You're giving me someone who got rich and came back to the hood to help the hood grow, which is why now you're seen as God, because you have the power of God now. You have money and you can come back and help people now instead of, like I said, other celebrities just move to different countries, move to different states, travel, jet set, and they don't give back to where they came from. But you're the person that gives back to where they came from, which is what makes you unique. Is that heart of gold underneath all this, the icy exterior. We have this pearl here. Pearls are all dang near impossible to break. You're unique because you can't find a pearl like just going into the ocean and opening up a clam and the pearl's gonna be in there. No, they're very rare. You're someone who's very rare, which is like what that's funny because we're talking about what makes you unique. Is like you're a rare form of human being, which is why I was talking about sometimes it may be hard for you to find people who want to get up and go on a moment's notice. Like I want to travel to Bali today. Do you want to go? And your friend is like, "Are you serious?" Like, no, dude, I can't get up and go to Bali. And you're like, well, you're lost. You get up and book the flight, pack your bag, and go to Bali same day, no preparations, anything. No, your friends may need like months or weeks to plan this, and you're just getting up and going. It could be because you have the money, or it could be just that spirit you have, and you're willing to take risks even if it was your last $5,000 and you used it on a trip to Bali, you're like, I'll get it back eventually. It's like how you make everything look easy. It's kind of what I'm getting with this Six of Wands. You make everything look easy. You're the chosen one. Most was the chosen one. He was the one who was sent and chosen as a child to grow up in the palace to then bring change to, I think it was the Israelites, I'm pretty sure, from what I remember in Bible school. There's something here about you being smart and teaching others. So it could be, like I said, you either bring money or assets or your own specific learning back to friends, back to a community, things along those lines. You bring back your knowledge, your wisdom, your money to help everybody grow around you, which is not something everybody's going to do. They're going to get their money and run and tuck tail and get out of there. Okay, so Saturn is your wisdom, it's your reliability, it's your longevity, it's your giving daddy energy, whether you're masculine or feminine. We have discipline, your structure, your time, your responsibilities, your test. The test is like what you've been through because Saturn is the planet of karma. So, like I said in the beginning of the reading, you could be someone who went through a lot of stuff in your life, and everybody saw you kind of keep getting up and keep fighting and not letting it keep you down. And that is something that is unique about you. You went over the King of Swords too many times already. You have a graceful persistence. You don't give up. You've gone over that already. Transformation, Pluto energy, which is also Saturn energy. So there's something, like I said, very intense, but also the moon coming through. There's something very intense and hypnotic about you, very seductive about you as well. What is this on the card? We have renewal. We have inner resources. You do have a lot of inner light. If you're not someone who's rich, or you're not resonating with that whole being a celebrity, which I guess most 90% of you will not, but there is something here about you giving what you can. If this is your last dollar and someone comes and asks you for money, you'll give your last 50 cents and you'll only have 50 cents left because it felt right for you to do that. And because of that, you are always rich in your heart. You always have potential wealth within you that can never be stolen. You'll always be a rich man because you give back to others, even if you're on your last. Transformation, you transform those around you. We have the Emperor, absolutely. Yeah, you're a leader to all, not just some. Okay, what else? I think that's all that's coming through for you guys. This Knight of Wands is someone who can be very impulsive. They go after what they want, And it's also giving me an energy of you don't really care what people have to say about you or what they think, which I love as well, because I feel like we put too much stock into what people think and what they're gonna say. And you just come here and don't give two flying foodoodles, okay? I'm not gonna say the F word on here. Not that I even say it much in real life either, so I'm not gonna say it at all. How about that? But there's something here about not you not giving any flying, anything about doing anything or disappointing people. Yeah, you just literally live life to the beat of your own drum, and that is what makes you quite unique. Because no matter how easy it may come to you, it's not easy for everyone. It's almost impossible for some. So that is something that does make you unique. In case you're like, that's not something unique, it is. Knight of Cups, like I said, that poetry, the way your heart is always open to others, the way you're always willing to help, the way you're always willing to lend a kind word, you're always willing to lend an ear and be there for your people. Like I said, Moses said, let my people go, child. And I love how he parted like the Red Sea, I believe it was called. And here we have red. I'm here. I just heard soft lips, so maybe there's something like I said soft. Yeah, soft skin is what I said. There's something I didn't say. I meant to say it. Soft skin, soft lips, soft something along those lines. Because I keep coming back to this rose here. Okay, I do have one more deck to pull from. Wow, I was like, wait, I don't have any more decks to pull from. It kind of got lost in the sauce. And don't tell me these were vultures in this card here. They are. And you guys got vultures here. What? That's crazy. These are like if you can see it, I hope you can. They're the vultures like right there. Vultures like making things that were supposed to be dead and rotten new again. Or you give it a place to decompose. Ooh, child. Okay. You have good instincts. I think I did mention that already. Yeah, intensity, reckoning, taboos, clearing, extremes. We have obsession. There's something unique about you that people can become easily obsessed with you, and that is something that is it doesn't happen to everyone, which is why you're kind of giving celebrity status. You're giving that kind of celebrity status because people get obsessed with you. People want to. They choose like a god, which is how what they do to celebrities too. Okay, a celebrity's watching my channel. Stop it. Or I heard a soon to be celebrity, or you're gonna have some notoriety. Celebrities come in all shapes and forms. So I'm gonna get from this last deck here. There could be something unique about how you move your body. You could be into trapeze. I'm not really 100% sure what this is right there, but that you can be good at. You know that. I'm getting the scene from The Greatest Showman where Zendaya literally just like drops herself from the top of the circus down and catches herself, and her and Zac Efron go flying, and I'm like, what? Yeah, something here about that. I think it's like called trapeze, and then I'm also hearing tightrope because tightrope was a song in that film. So you can be good at the tightrope or you can be good at trapeze. Okay, the card that came out upright is baby steps, action, follow your intuition before it makes sense. And I feel like I was mentioning something about that. I think it was the example I was using of Pumbaa and Mufasa, where Mufasa would say all these big things to him, and someone was like, "What? I'm just a baby. I'm just a little baby. Like, what are you saying to me?" And it wasn't until he learned or grew or was, I guess, ran away and grew up that he understood exactly what his father meant, where he understood his father more than ever. And I do feel like that's something that is unique to us as adults. We hear these things that our parents say, these lessons they say to learn or whatever, and we're just like, oh, whatever. But it's not until you grow up more that you can finally see things from their perspective, when you see more of the world, experience more of life, kind of thing. So maybe you teach people how to make baby steps and change their life as well, which is what makes you unique. I'm hearing because you did it first. And I love how, tell me this thing in the background doesn't look like a UFO. This looks at the top of it, the cap of the UFO, and this is coming out looking like the rest of the UFO, which is blocked. Tell me it don't look like a UFO. And it looks like that is the dimension she's walking into, because behind this little portal here is this. So people could think you're an alien. Wow. I'm getting a visual of some old buried memory of a show where the people would like peel off their skin. Was it was it Halloween Town or Halloween Town High? where they would literally put on their human skin to look regular, but in Halloween Town they were either fairies or trolls or ogres or wolves. There was something different about them. And what I always loved about that movie was literally the humans had to put on prosthetics to become Halloween animals just to put on more prosthetics to look human. I'm like, what do you mean? Because there's literally a scene in that movie where there's an ogre. He used to be a very big, very blue ogre, and they literally have an image of him like ripping off his human skin to become an ogre. I'm like, I know that was uncomfortable. I hope it wasn't hot outside. Like, maybe you think about things that people don't think about because it's weird that I'm thinking about that. But I would literally watch the movie and I'm like, I know they must have hate having to put on all this prosthetics and makeup just to put on the human skin costume, to peel off that human skin costume and still be in hair and makeup. Like, I would be pissed. like you look at things practically in that manner. The next card we have is wait. It is not yet time. Things are being woven. So I did say something here about you having patience, I believe, earlier, and if I didn't, I'm saying it now. And the last card we have here is weight of the world, boundaries, let it go, it's not yours to carry. Now, like I said, this is something here about you being a forever optimist. You not let negativity anywhere near you, even if it's in the form of friends or family. Like I said, I'm being taken to the example I use with the list. If you have a list of qualities and looks and whatever that people think are impossible, you're like, I don't care what you say. Like, I don't care what you say. I have boundaries. I know what I want, and I'm gonna keep it like that. But then there's also something here about you being really easygoing and not taking on a lot of stuff. It's just giving a star energy, honestly. Someone who's like very powerful and looked up to and respected. I'm hearing your word is law, your word is your bond, something like that. There's something here about you hate lying or you hate breaking promises, something along those lines is coming through. But people think you come from another dimension, which is why we have here at the threshold. And when she walks through, she's gonna go to her ship because she's an alien, right? So people think you're alien. That is what is unique about you. Could look. I'm hearing reptilian. So it's funny how I was using the example of the cat eyes, with like a slit down the middle of the eye, which makes it like look crazy. That could be. I'm not saying you were born with those kind of eyes, but there's something here about those eyes, or maybe just being able to see into the heart of people's soul, straight to the heart of them. And I'm getting a little dizzy for your reading. I don't know if that's a me thing or if that's a you thing, where people, like I said, your energy's infectious or it's heady, where too much is like a lot. Which is why we have the weight of the world. People can feel like they have the weight of the world when they're around you. Interesting. This is like a very up in the air kind of reading for me. I hope it made sense for you guys. I'm feeling like a lot of things may not have connected, or I was just talking a bunch of gibberish, honestly. But yeah, there's something here like very confusing, very hypnotic, very giving me a headache kind of energy. And I'm hearing headaches. You give me headaches from Drake and Josh. But another thing that's unique about you is the fact that you can definitely cut off the rest of the world and just be on your own. You don't really need much human companionship. You can just literally, I'm hearing falling in love with love. That could be you as well. And what makes you unique, you fall in love with love. Now you could be a Captain Save a Ho as well, because what this hot air balloon scene is giving me is a recent hot air balloon scene that I saw in Bridgerton, where Colin Bridgerton, literally when he saw like a hot air balloon flowing away or about to hit, what was her name, Penelope, which was his love interest in this season, he pulled and pulled and pulled and said, "Hey guys, come and help!" And look at how he was the first one to go and jump for the rope, and he called everybody else over, and they ended up helping him. Just a word from him, like, "Hey guys, come and help!" And they were running to help. That kind of thing. That's what I'm getting for you guys. That's what makes you unique. Now I think that's all that I have for you guys. I don't want to keep going and saying things in a circle. There's something here about your voice. There's something here about your eyes, your position, your power. There's something here about you being hypnotic as well, being a little alien-esque, being a traveler, wanting to know a bunch of different things about a bunch of different subjects. Oh my gosh, look at how we have, it looks like there's a tornado in this card. Like a tornado coming straight her way. That's kind of scary. And she's just chilling. So when things get like, bad or hectic, you kind of stay chill. Mm-mm. Maybe you guys can see ghosts. 'Cause I literally just saw a person walking by and there was nobody there. Scary. Yeah, you may have that gift. And if you do, sure. I'm scared of that gift. I can't. I'm sorry. Speaking to them, seeing them, I can't. Don't do that. Hey, I don't do that. And transformation, there's something here about dead. You being, like I said, it's giving Ghost Whisper a little bit from Melanie. It's not her name. Her name was Melanie. Yeah, I think it's giving a little bit of Melanie from. Was it Melanie or Melody? I think it was Melanie from Ghost Whisper, where she could see ghosts. Her job was to help them cross over, which would be this transformation here. And vultures, how they take dead carcasses and re it's their food. They make good of it. They make use of it. Other people will see something dead and be like, ew, no. You see something dead and you transform it into food, into something else. But yeah, some of y'all can have that gift for real because that just scared the crap out of me. Like, what the hell? I thought somebody was coming out of their room, but they weren't. The room door is still closed, but I saw something. I know I did. Sure. Y'all better get up at my house. Thank you. Anyway, yeah, something here about you being stable, something here about you being grounded. There could also be something here about you, oh my gosh, Lord, feeding on the souls of something. I don't know, that just came through. Because it was literally after I saw that, whatever, apparition or something in the side of my eye, that I just like woke up and I'm not like falling asleep anymore. So I'm not saying you feed off the souls of anything, but I'm just like maybe you gain power, you have friends on the other side, as Dr. Facilier so eloquently put it in Princess and the Frog. You have friends on the other side that come and bring you power. And if you do, don't be trying. Let me stop. Be nice to me. Thank you. Okay. That's what I have for you guys. So you have like a very potent kind of energy with Saturn, the Moon, and Pluto. It's just giving, oh, scary. This is what I was getting from you guys. You have like a bit of an intimidating vibe with this vulture coming through twice. People think you're going to eat them alive or dead. Kill them first and eat them. Maybe you go a little serial killer kind of vibe. I don't know. And I'm not allowed to say that on YouTube. I don't know that either. What do I know? I don't know. Let me stop. King of Swords, the Emperor, very powerful energies. You're someone who's very powerful, and people can't help but follow and do what you say, you know? Or just do what you do. They want to be you. Like, I'm hearing real bad. The Voyager, outgoing spirit, the Knight of Wands. You're very unique in the way that you may use your body to do certain things. I'm hearing the way you wear your makeup could be very unique as well. I'm hearing a very long cat eye because the guy in the picture kind of has like a long cat eye on the side of his eye. There's something unique about that. And there's something about your eyes. Yeah, the eyes keep coming through. And then we have the skull and bones here. So something very scary about you as well. Knight of Cups, but then you also have the heart of a poet. Interesting reading, guys. I hope this reading resonated, though. If it did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the tribe. We'd love to have you. If you would ever like to book a reading with me, you could always get in contact with me with my email in the description box below. Let me know if this resonated, though. I'm very curious. I don't know if I made any sense of this reading. I hope I did. If I didn't, I'm so sorry. Please don't cuss me out. Let me stop. Yeah, there could be something here about you being like very squirrely, having a lot of energy as well. Like I said, you want to get up and go here, you want to get up and go there. I'm hearing squirrel, and who was that? That was like some dog or something in one of those movies, like squirrel, and they would go and chase after the squirrel. Interesting. Yeah, you have like a very squirrely energy. You have a lot of energy, honestly. Something here about your eyes, seeing all knowing eyes is what I just heard as well. And they're like a very I hate this because like in every show where there are un hmm, what do I want to call them? They begin with a D. They live in the underworld. That's what I'm trying to get to. And in some shows, they all have like black eyes. They don't have any like pupil, I guess you would call them. That's scary. There could be something here about you. Like I said, your eyes, honestly, they're scary. I don't know. You could see through people. Like I said, you see the dead, literally, you know? But there could be something here about you having like godlike gifts from the other side. I don't know. But like I said, I hope this reading resonated. If I hope you're having a beautiful day as well when you're watching this reading. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hello, my gorgeous group twos. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the card Rebel, you chose green, you chose two as in group two, or you chose the energy, you're in the right place. Welcome to your reading. If you see me or hear me like have a little less energy today, I'm getting a little bit of a headache from group one's reading. Didn't sleep that well, and I shouldn't be doing a reading right now, but I am. So we're gonna see how this goes, and if I have to just scrap group one and start all over again or whatever, I'll do that. But I feel like their reading should have been okay. There's some times where my mind is so cloudy, and I think the reading went horribly until I watch it back and it went fine. So this could be one of those times or not. I don't know, but this reading is going to be about what makes you unique. I did a poll on my channel, which reading you guys want to see next or the most next. And we got what makes you special, unique. So we're going to get into that energy today. Like I said, if you see me a little low energy, it's because of that, okay? I didn't sleep well. I'm getting a little bit of a headache, and that could be my sign from spirit to just not even finish, go on, continue with the reading, go sleep. But we're going to see. Like I said, if I have to film the reading over again, I will. Because why not? If I have the time, I will. So we're gonna get into the card you guys got. We have a rebel. So what makes you unique or special is your rebellious nature. You do not go with the status quo. You do not follow what everybody else is doing. You kind of make your own way, set your own path, forge your own path. Is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing somebody that was forged in fire. So it could be something here. You have an affinity for fire. You like touching fire, being around fire, or you're just a fire sign. Okay. Making sure the mic's still on. Yes, it is. The rebel, this came out like this upright. The light attributes are challenges authority to affect social change, rejects spiritual systems that do not serve their inner needs. Okay, so already I'm getting a vibe of you just don't like to go with the fray. You don't like to do what everyone else is doing. So if there's a song that everyone likes, you don't like it. If there's a movie, a show, a fragrance, or whatever that everyone likes, you do not care. If it is the second coming of Jesus, you do not want to do what everyone else is doing. You want to make your own way at all costs. I just heard the example of a child who grew up from in a rich family who refuses to use any of their trust fund money. They refuse to use their parents' connections. They refuse to get that extra leg up. They don't want to be like everyone else. I'm hearing nepotism baby, something along those lines where you could come from a well-to-do family that has a business and they want you to follow in their footsteps, and you're like, when hell freezes over, like, no, I want to make my own way, do my own thing. So with the whole social change coming through in your reading, there could be something here about you being very passionate about social change. It could be literally anything that you find yourself passionate about that has to do with like maybe social media or what's going on in the world around you. Honestly, it could have something to do with what's going on in the world around you. It could be environmental issues, it could be world hunger issues, it could be domestic violence issues, it could be global warming, if I didn't say that already, issues. It could literally be homelessness. It could be any of those social changes that you have literally chosen as something you want to stand up for. And it could be something nobody's talking about. It could be something nobody's standing up for, which is why you have decided to, like, kind of, I'm hearing, double down on it. So that doesn't have to resonate, or it could resonate. I have no idea. There's something here, and it's funny because my friend was just telling me about how she went to like an entrepreneurial convention with her students because she worked at a school, and her teams had to basically come up with their own business pitch, and they had to go to like a convention where they pitched their pitch, and at the end, three like successful business entrepreneurs came and I guess chose whose idea won, and her kid's idea was for criminal reform or something, where basically you provide maybe housing, jobs, stuff like that for people who are fresh out of prison, so they do not re-offend. I think is what the word she said. So they don't re-offend. They don't get back into the system, and that's not something a lot of people would be very at or um excited to do or gung ho to follow, because they're just like, well, those people were grown when they made those mistakes. They do not deserve to have any kind of good life because because they're a criminal or whatever, so on and so forth. So there's something you believe in and you want to fight for, that a lot of people may say, for why? You know? For example, global warming. Why? Global warming isn't real. What are you talking about? Better, healthier school lunches. Why does it matter as long as the kids are eating? You know what I mean? That kind of thing is coming through. Or like selling products that are like unhealthy for kids, like completely eradicating them from America. And they're like, why? They obviously know what's inside of it when they really don't, because no one reads the fine print, even though we all should. Just putting that out there. Nobody, no, not a lot of us. Shouldn't say everybody's reading it, because some people are, some people aren't, but not everyone is reading the labels. They're just putting a bunch of stuff in their body, and I guess it's there. It's mostly like they're accountable because nobody told them to buy the product without reading it. But there's also something here about being misinformed. So I'm like getting into a whole thing about it. So it could be something that's passionate to somebody here. I do want to get some more cards. Oh no, they almost fell. Okay, what is the next card we're gonna get for group? Okay, this is exactly what I wanted. Period. Yes, you're a hero. You save the people who can't save themselves, and I think that's literally what a hero is. A hero is someone who saves people who really can't save themselves. They don't have the power, they don't have the resources, they don't have the voice to do anything or say anything against it, but you do. And you could literally be someone who comes from a well-to-do background, which is why you're kind of rejecting what your parents have made, and you're rejecting their business to completely go and branch out on your own and start a business from scratch, to become a hero and heroine for the people who may have a hard time reaching the top of the mountain. Because if you grew up at the top of the mountain, and look how small the top of the mountain is, that both of them can't fit there, but they're still climbing either way. There's something here about the 1%, the people who are the richest in the world. There's something here about them being so far deluded from reality, or there's just like so few of them in the world that they occupy this 1%. The farther you go down, the more you find that people who don't have as much money are the most and at the bottom, kind of thing. You could be someone who helps those people crawl towards the light, or you're someone who did your own crawling towards the light of this entrepreneurism. We have the passion for a journey of personal empowerment. So I'm not getting a vibe that you purposely chose this career for, you know, personal empowerment, but I feel like that's what you found along the way. Now here we have priest. You guys are getting like very high vibrational cards, I would say. Facilities. Facilitates spiritual communications. Serves as a channel of spiritual energy. Yeah, this is definitely someone who, where group one was kind of giving me maybe a little bit more CEO. You guys are giving me priest. You guys are giving me saintly. You guys are giving me. I'm hearing eunuch, or I'm hearing celibate for years, or something along those lines. Where you haven't been with someone in a long time, and that's because you may have pledged your life to be a priest, and you're watching. And if you are, hello. I've never had. I don't think so anyway, because not everyone comments. But I don't think I've ever had like a priest watch me. So what's up? Um, yeah, you provide an example for others. It's literally giving me the example of someone who goes to, like, all the people in the book that God found as well, like Abraham, all of them. He found them, gave them a message, and asked them to resolve it to. I just completely lost my train of thought. That is crazy. See, that's my sign I shouldn't be doing this reading. I'm about to pause and start at a later date, guys. Because what was I just saying? Was I talking? Wow. Oh, yeah, yeah, it's time for me to pause this. Because I'm like, okay, what was I saying? A priest facilitates spiritual commitment, serves the channel of spiritual energy. People come to you. Wow, I just feel like I was talking gibberish and then my mind went blank. Okay, you know what? That is my sign that I need to pick up this reading on a later date when I'm more able to do a reading for you guys. So you probably won't even be able to tell the difference in day or whatever because it's set up, but I will be back when I am not so foggy. Okay, so yeah. Hello, my gorgeous group twos. Welcome to your reading. I'm pretty sure I already uploaded the 10 or like 9 minutes that I did of this video already, but this is me back a few days later, feeling a little better. But I'm gonna finish your reading because that's what I do around here. I'm definitely gonna finish your reading. So we are back into the energies of everything that makes you special and unique. Okay, so I feel like with the priest, I ended up on the priest, and it says facilitate spiritual commitments, serves as a channel of spiritual energy. So one thing that makes you unique could be that you are, like I said, you channel spirit, okay? So you could be someone who's into spirituality and someone who uses that to rebel against what everyone else believes in. You can use it to rebel against spirituality. You can use it to rebel against the patriarchy, the monarchy, whatever you want to call it. But I feel like the patriarchy is, I mean, it was a big one. But there's something here about you using your magic from the divine, using your powers from the divine to channel for the rest of the collective to help, elevate it in some kind of way that makes you unique. And I do know that, of course, you could say, but there's hundreds of tarot readers, there's hundreds of channelers on YouTube or in general. And it's just like, well, it doesn't matter who those people are. We're talking about you right now. And there's always something that one person brings that someone else can never bring to that art or that craft or that thing. So divination, everyone has lived their own life. Everyone has their own special experiences and background and talents that adds on to tarot reading, that adds on to divination. Okay, so even though you are a tarot reader, there's something about your unique reading that is needed, that is necessary, is what I'm hearing. Okay, so I do want to move on to the next cards that I do want to pull from this reading, so I'm not like caught up. And excuse me for shuffling off camera because I'm on a rickety table right now, and the table's gonna be moving here and there and everywhere if I shuffle on the table. So what makes my group twos unique and special, please, Spirit? Okay, we have 3 cards. I will take these 3 cards, even though I'm more of an even card person, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Here we have your preparation, the squirrel, and the chestnut. And it's funny how I was just talking about the certain things you've experienced in life is like almost prepared you for this, being the priest and being the person that everyone comes to for guidance. I'm hearing for security, for questions, for answers. People come to you with questions and you can give them the answers. It's definitely the vibe that I'm getting. And of course that candle will want to go out. We have the hawk and the thistle, graceful persistence. So the fact that you don't give up. This also came out in group 1. So maybe some of you were called to group 1 or you came from group 1. Hello, group 1. Let me give you more time to see the card. Graceful persistence. I'm hearing a song. It's been so long since I could say Sister Susie fitting on a thistle. What is that? All I want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth. Something unique about you could be your exuberance or your happiness or your how you go all out for the holidays. That could be something that's special to you. Because that's definitely what I'm hearing, and that song is most definitely a Christmas song. All I want for Christmas are my 2 front teeth. Maybe it's something that makes you special and unique is your you have like a lisp when you speak, and not a lot of people do that. Or maybe you stutter. There's something about how you articulate yourself that's unique. Okay, so that's coming through. And then thistle's also coming through as this like a really spiky and wiry plant. So there could be something like very spiky, wiry, a little, yeah, that's the rebel in you. Like people are like, maybe scared to say anything against you, or and as soon as people see you, they have like wariness is what I'm getting. That they know that you're not someone to be messed with. There are some plants you see and say, oh, that plant is so cute, I want to touch it. And then there are some plants who are harmful. There are some plants who have thorns. There are some plants who are not so cute. And it's kind of like there's something about your personality or the way you come off to people that makes them like, aware or just a little wary about you, you know, that makes you unique. People are like a little intimidated, this kind of vibe that I'm getting in some kind of way, or they're intimidated about how hard you ride for what you believe in, you know. There's certain people who love music and they just listen to music, and there's certain people who live, breathe, and sleep music, you know. They sing every day, they sing every second of every day. There's some people who feel music differently, and you are the kind of person who may feel divination differently, you feel music differently, you feel the holidays differently. Maybe you have a lot of traditions for the holidays. Maybe you put up big, humongous trees and you always decorate it and you make it a big old thing. And people see you and like, wow, that's how you do Christmas? It's not how I was raised to do Christmas. So it's kind of like you inspire them in that kind of way. So they know that, okay, holidays doesn't have to be a sad time. Or maybe you bring joy to people who are prickly, you know, who are hard to get close to, you know? So here we have the eel and the iris, which is safety. And I love how I was just talking about people feel safe. People who are hard to get close to may feel safe with you. There's a safety about you that makes you very unique. Now I feel called to get one more card to make it a little more even. If you hear music in the background, I'm sorry. Like, people are home now and they're playing music and doing all kind of stuff, and I can't tell them to take it off, unfortunately. And it's funny how, wasn't I just mentioning music though? There could be something here about you eat, sleeping, and breathing, living music, you know? And that's something that makes you unique. You feel things in a different way than other people do. So like I said, people can like a song and they're just like, oh, that's a cute song. But you're eating, sleeping, and breathing the song. You're interpreting the lyrics. You're going deep into something. You don't like surface level things. You like to go beneath the surface and go deep, which is what kind of makes you a rebel in your own right, where you do things just differently than other people in general. But then there's also something about you looking deeper, feeling deeper, seeing deeper, you know, interpreting something in a different way somebody else would, because you put more thought into it. And that is something that makes you unique. Some people are very surface level. You're giving someone who's not. You're also quite deep here with this priest and this hero and heroine. There's something here about people feel, and I love that we have safety and hero and heroine. There's something here about you being like, I'm hearing formidable. You're a formidable foe. Can I get one more card for what makes group 2 unique and special, please? I know it didn't just fly back out. It said, I'll be so what we said. Here we have the horse and the bluebell, modest, fortitude. And I think this is the word that I was looking for. I was looking for a word earlier in your reading that or it could have been group 1. I'm not 100% sure, since this reading was a few days ago. I was supposed to be filming it. There was something here about you not giving up. I think it was group 1, so you could have been called to group 1 for real. There could be messages for you in group 1. But yeah, there's something here about you not giving up. You having this fortitude here. We have modest fortitude. And with you, you don't want praise for the things you believe in. You don't want praise for how you go about life, how you interpret things, how you help people. And that's what makes you special and unique. A lot of people do things and they want everyone to know about it. You're the kind of person who does things and everyone doesn't have to know about it, because you do it for yourself and not other people, you know? You do it for the divine. You do it for yourself. You do it for humanity in general. You don't do it because you want publicity about it or for it. So example, there's celebrities who take their cameras with them to do good deeds. And then I'm sure there are lots of celebrities who do things just to do good things. They don't need to be praised or lauded for that thing. And I think that's something that makes you unique, especially in an era of social media where everything is televised, everything is filmed, you know? And I'm hearing that this comes through a lot, actually. The revolution will not be televised. So there's something here about, and I love how you're coming through as a rebel. We have the revolution will not be televised. There's something here about the things you do is not televised. Everyone is not seeing it. You don't want credit for it. You're doing it just to do it because you feel strongly about it. You're not doing it for praise. You're not doing it for money. You're not doing it for fame. You're doing it because that's what you believe in, and you just can't not do it, you know? And that is what kind of makes you unique in a kind of way. Because like I said, everybody wants praise for doing good deeds these days. They take their cameras with them, or they make someone sneakily record them doing a nice thing. And it's like, okay, yes, you're doing a nice thing, but you could have done it on the low. Everyone didn't need to know about it, you know? Yeah, you're a rebel. That's the revolution will not be televised. The peak or important, crucial parts of the revolution was not televised. The only thing that was televised was the bad, you know? That kind of thing is coming through. So the really big power moves that you make are mostly going to be done in the dark, or they are mostly done in the dark in your life. And that's what you love. I feel like that is also something about being a priest, because a priest is someone who helps people at their most vulnerable moments. And there's a reason why we call it confession, because it's just you and the priest. I believe they're called priests. I don't know, because I always wonder what that guy is called or that person is called in the booth in the Catholic church. I didn't grow up Catholic, I don't know. But I think he's a priest. There's something there, but there's something about confession with a priest that it's only you and that other person, and you can't see them. So there could be something that is very easily confidable about you. People confide in you very easily. I try to make my own word. I do that. There's something easily confidable about you. People want to confide in you. You're a confidant. You're a rabbi. You're a spiritual leader that people come in their most vulnerable moments and you kind of help them. So I don't know how you could be, maybe you're a rebel in the spiritual community. You do things your own way and, you know, maybe you get slack for it, but you still continuously do it. I'm being the example of me, for example, how I sing some of the messages that come through, the songs that come through, because music is so vital to me. And that is how I get the messages out. Some people can speak a song and the lyrics will come, no, I gotta sing it. Because I feel the music when I listen to it. I can't just say it, recite it back. I can't do that. I gotta sing it out, you know? And you'll get a few people in the comments of other readers' readings, or even my reading one time of the singing is distracting you. I'm like, singing is distracting you? It's just words with music behind it. It's like, you know, it's giving people who feel too much versus people who don't feel enough. Because the fact you can get distracted by a music or a song in a reading where there's no loud music, just someone going into song and adding a melody to the words they're already speaking. How's that distracting? It's not making sense, you know? So there's people who feel deeply and there's people who don't feel much, you know? And I'm hearing that song by Shania Twain, that don't impress me much, you know? There's something about you not being very impressionable. You're not someone who's very gullible. You're not someone who falls for I'm hearing smoke and mirrors that maybe society or family or people try to place upon you because you think yourself. You do your own deep critical thinking. You don't, like, of someone coming, like a candidate or a politician telling you, oh, yeah, we did have a water scare recently, but the water is safe. Now it's safe. You can drink it. And of course, because they're a public figure, we're, you know, inclined to believe them. But you're going to do your own research to make sure the water is good for you to drink, you know, kind of thing. So you just look into things and that makes you unique. You read the instructions, you read what's in your food before you eat it, that kind of thing. You research a subject or a food or a person before you give them your money or you support them, before you say anything against or for them. You're putting in your own work behind the scenes, you know. Hope that makes sense. But here we have modest fortitude, and like I said, you're modest about it. You're not wanting everyone to know what you're doing. You may not like attention, even though you're someone who demands attention, kind of vibe in a way. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Cayman and the Poppy, which is dreams. And I'm hearing dreams. That's where I have to go to see your beautiful face anymore. I stare at a picture of you and listen to the radio. So you could literally be an artist and you do make music and you make music that makes people feel very deeply. It's not the poppy, you know, punchy beats and stuff. You're just doing the deep cuts. You're doing the things that people can actually feel. Because even if I'm not in a breakup at the moment, or there's not someone that I want, or I'm you know, pining for, unrequited love, all that kind of stuff, when I'm listening to that song Dreams by Gavin DeGraw, that song is getting me on my feelings because I can feel every little thing that he was feeling when he wrote that song, you know? Other people would just listen to it like, oh, this is a good song. I'm listening to it like, dang, I understand your pain, brother. You know, it's giving empath, where you feel things too deeply against people who don't feel things at all, you know? And people think of empath as a bad thing or something to be taken advantage of. That's your own perception of it. Please do not try to project that meaning onto other people because that's not what empath means, okay? Just put that for the people who want to comment, I don't want to be an empath, you know what I mean? You can also be someone who's like very, like I said, prickly, or someone who is very thistly, thorny, like you talk back, you have a response. You don't like people, you know, saying bad things or being mean-hearted. Maybe you have a lot of Libra placements in your chart. You like to keep the peace for the most part. And it's not about keeping the peace. You like to keep your peace, you know? You like to cultivate your own peace. So if you have something to say, you're going to say it, which is a very Aries and Sag of you, you know. So maybe a lot of people here have Librans, Sagittarius, and or Sagittarian and Aries, you know, in their chart. So it's kind of like you can't not say anything, you know. You can't keep the peace if it's disturbing your peace, that kind of thing. And that does make you unique. A lot of people will say whatever they want to say, do whatever they want to do, and they don't care who it hurts or who it bothers or who it makes uncomfortable. But you're the kind of person who's literally, you care about that. You care about people who are made to feel uncomfortable. You care about, I'm hearing, the human condition, that kind of stuff. And that in and of itself definitely makes you very unique, you know? So whatever is the consensus, you're going against that. What everybody else is doing, you're not doing that. It's kind of the vibe that you're giving me, which is, of course, what makes you unique. So I'm going to get some more cards. I do want to get all the oracle cards out on the table before I go into the tarot. So please, Spirit, what makes my group 2 unique and special, please? What makes them unique and special? I'm just hearing your ability to feel. So your heart chakra is very activated, or it's something that is destined to become very activated in your life. You actually care about people, which makes you unique. A lot of people really don't, honestly. We have Child of the Cosmos. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. That's that priest card coming through again. And look at how it's mostly based in her chest, which is heart chakra energy. Yeah, that's the vibe that I'm getting from you guys. We have the Void. Stop, embrace winter, great cosmic womb. So something here also about being a mother, maybe taking care of people, or creativity. A lot of great things will be birthed through you, was what I just heard very specifically. And I'm hearing in the void, in the void, in the void. There's a song by Melanie Martinez called The Void, or just Void. So maybe you want to go listen to that song by her. But she's also someone who's very highly spiritual. She also goes against the grain. She also doesn't really care what people have to say about her. And she's also someone who's always kind of surrounded by controversy because she goes against what people believe in. She goes against what people deem normal and regular. She's weird, you know? And her newest album is her dressed up as an alien or some other being from another universe or another world. And she performed all her music videos. She's singing all her songs in that costume, which I'm sure is very uncomfortable. That's how she, you know, expresses her artistic talent, you know, in a way other people won't. And even her last album, it was mostly just her like portraying a character. So you're someone who, like I said, is giving a method actor. And I don't know if I said that before, because I didn't watch about the 10 minutes I did of your reading. I'm just doing this off cuff, you know. I'm just doing whatever comes through. But there's something here about method acting where you put your all into something. You can't not feel everything, you know? So stop, embrace winter, and great cosmic womb. So something here, winter could be your favorite season, which is not very common for most people because it's very cold, it's very dark, and a lot of people feel like very depressed during that time. So that could be something unique about you as well. You love the winter, which was coming through with Christmas. Yeah. So you love celebrating the holidays. You like that last leg of the year, the Christmas and all that into the new year, that kind of vibe. You love that. I'm hearing that as well. Here we have a Star Keeper, cosmic ancestors, seed the light by staying grounded. See the light by staying. We have cosmic coming through so many times, and you guys saw these cards fly out all together. So there's something like I said, out of this world, otherworldly star seed energy about you, where you've lived in other existences, which is why you interpret this human existence on Earth very different, you know, than other humans would, which is why you express yourself in different ways, you speak in different ways, you have that divinity about you because you've come from other higher powers before, or you're descended from a higher power, you know. Also, me and my friends, my little soul family, are part of it anyway. We were recently, like, you know how life gets. You get busy, you miss out on things, you don't speak as often as you could, and that group chat used to be very active, and it kind of went away. And one of our friends in the group chat, you know, because I usually like to, you know, make it, keep it up, but it gets, you know, it falls off again. So she came back and said, you know, this used to be one of my most active group chats. You know, we're supposed to be a soul family. Can we, you know, get together and talk about it? And it ended up being, we were all going through the same thing, you know. We were all being pushed to learn more about goddesses, you know. And as you guys know, on this channel, I've been using my African goddess deck a lot. And that led me down a rabbit hole learning about different goddesses and how they can have your head and kind of stuff like that. And you have to be what is it called, initiated by like a real Ifa priest to know which goddess has your head. It's a whole process kind of thing, initiation essentially. And we were talking about how the people in that soul family, that group we had, were also doing the same things, but we had no idea because we hadn't talked for a long time. So it's kind of like we could all be from the same star family. We could all be from the same place. The same goddess could be wanting to patron us. We don't know. But I feel like there's a reason why we were called back together at this moment in time, you know? Like, you know, you calling your family when you need reinforcements, when you need help, when you need perspective, when you need confirmation. Because a lot of the things that we were talking about in the group chat as well gave me confirmation on things that I was feeling, things that I was seeing, hearing, that kind of stuff. So it's like, you know, that's what that those people are there for. And I don't know where I was coming with this, you know, where I was going with that, but I felt to say that. So yeah, there's something here about maybe a goddess. You come from a goddess. That's what I was talking about. Thank you, Spirit. Y'all always come through for me. You are being patron or wanting to communicate with the goddess, or there's someone who is like has your head or something, depending on what spirituality process or, you know, beliefs you practice. That's the kind of thing that I'm coming through. Maybe you're going through a void in your life right now. You need some direction. That's why this goddess is coming in to try to, you know, help you on your journey kind of thing. But yeah, there's a cosmic ancestor. Or you are the cosmic ancestor, which is why you know so much. You come through as this priest and this hero and heroine, and this person that doesn't do what everyone else does. But see the light by staying grounded. So you are someone who grows and I'm hearing amplifies the light around you, and that is what makes you unique as well. It always like gives me amplifier, you know. Or maybe I did mention projector, so maybe some of you could be a projector in human design, where you project things onto other people. You know, you grow it, you seed it, you know. We also have, what card is this? It's happening, keep holding the vision. It's happening, keep holding the vision. And that is definitely what was coming through. Like I said, I felt called to, or we all felt called to reconnect with that specific soul family or group of friends who are in spirituality, because it's very, and it's funny because I was also craving that a while, like maybe a few days ago or a week ago or a few weeks ago. I'm like I have friends, but none of my friends are into spirituality the way that I am, and it kind of gets, I don't know, just not annoying, but it just gets a little frustrating when you have all these deep topics you want to talk about, but the friends you have are not going to understand what you mean, even if they will, you know, talk about it with you. They're not going to understand it or feel in the way that the friends who are in spirituality will, you know? So I'm like, oh, where are my spiritual friends? I need more spiritual friends, because this is like, you know, there's a lot of things I want to talk about and explore, but I can't do that with friends who are not very spiritual, you know? So surround yourself with people who are like you is something. Maybe you are someone who's used to living a very solitary existence where it's just you, yourself, and you. And it's kind of like maybe they're telling you to branch out and find more soul family, you know? Yes, you can be on your own. Yes, that's great and everything, but it's also something about you needing, yeah, because the signs that I mentioned were Aries, which are very independent, and then I also represented Sagittarius, which they're very impulsive and they go their own way, and they're always traveling on their own, seeking higher knowledge. But then Libra was mentioned as well, which is kind of like balancing that energy out. Yes, you can be a seeker, learning, and adventurous, and you can also, you know, have relationships with other people, you know? So something here about you always wanting to be by yourself, which leads you to be in the void because you think you're the only one who thinks like you, who acts like you, who processes information and things like you. And it's like, well, it's really not, because you can come from the same ancestor, come from the same god, goddess, god, or religion, or spiritual practice, where there are other people who feel the same way. It's just about finding them, you know? So a little side message coming through. But it's happening, keep holding the vision. There's definitely something you are being asked to create, which is why I love how I put this over each other. We have the great cosmic woman, and look at how we have this person looking, they're not on Earth. They're not, like I mentioned, you being an alien, they're not of Earth. So maybe you're being asked to create a new Earth. And they're like, it's happening, hold the vision. There will be more people coming about that thing, like you feel like you was giving me the whole crystal children, rainbow children, what are the other ones? There's more. There's crystal, there's rainbow, there is indigo, stuff like that, and they just keep coming, and it's all about meeting like-minded individuals. So if you are someone who resonates as being a rainbow child or an indigo child or a crystal child, you need to find more crystal children, because you guys are meant to build this new earth. So if it's ever, like if you are right now feeling lonely, like I said, you're being called to find other people who think like you. So now I'm going to move on to the last oracle deck before I get into the tarot. Please, Spirit, what makes my group twos unique? What makes my group 2s unique? Your heart. You're a child of the cosmos, so whenever you feel out of sorts, you feel different, there's a reason for that. Just continue being different. There's a reason you were brought here to be different. Don't try to blend in or isolate yourself because you're sick of, like I said, not feeling like you have people who you can talk about these things with. You know, go and find them because they're out there. Or they'll find you. That's what my friends told me as well. Just like keep following the path you're being called to follow, because whatever God or goddess is trying to get in contact with you will send people to help you as long as they see you're picking up what they're putting down, you know? We have 11th house, the edge. That's that star, Aquarius energy coming through again. Yeah, starting a new world, doing things differently, rebel energy. So yeah, you're the rebel doing whatever you want to do, not caring what other people think. And you're also the mystic and the Cancer. This, I'll see when they come out. We have Aries, so we have the confirmation for an Aries coming through that is watching. So square, challenge. You challenge the status quo. Rebel, challenge the edge. What more do you need? And the Aries is the person who is a cardinal sign destined to start it all. I believe Cancer is also a cardinal sign. So something here about you being a cardinal sign and you're the one that was sent to start the revolution. And it won't be televised. You will feel alone. But on the way, you will find people like you. Okay, so you create tension, you stall, you sound the alarm, you motivate people, you pressure into. So you have an intimidation factor. That's that thistle that was coming through. And the Aries energy coming through, you know? You frustrate, demand, struggle, you reorient, you hurt, you work out, and you reconcile. We also have Chiron, which is healing. You're the wounded healer here with the Cancer and the mystic, which is why I was saying a lot of people think of some being an empath as a bad thing, but it really isn't. It's a gift, I would say, coming from an empath. It's a gift once you learn to cultivate it, once you learn to use it, you know? Once you learn to, use it properly and not, allow yourself to be taken advantage of. That's the part people don't like about being empaths. Oh, I'm supposed to be this soft person that, just takes a bunch of stuff and doesn't give it. Like, that's not what it's about. It's about you feeling things and seeing things and interpreting things in a way other people can't. And that's your gift. That's what makes you special. That's what makes you unique. That's what makes you stand out. And you just trying to repress it or say it's a bad thing, it's not helping you. You're being called. Are you going to answer the call? Some people will say no. Some people will say yes. It just depends who you are, who's that's watching. Well, we have Chiron. You are definitely someone who is, I feel like that's, there's something here about charts and maybe someone needs to get their chart read by like an official certified astrologer. That's important. You could also try to read it yourself because you could be good at that with all this cosmic energy coming through. You're good at reading your own chart. But there's something here about Chiron is on something in your chart that's making you feel like you have to live life by yourself. Because the specific placement I have in my chart is coming through where it's like you feel like life has made you a victim or something like that. I'm like, excuse me. Maybe some of you need to download the Pattern app because that's where they be telling you your business real bad, they be telling you everything that happened in your life, when it happened. They also tell you about transits going on in your life, So that could be important for some of you. But look, we have emotional, we have healing powers with the priest. We have growth, amends, releases, personal development, inherited issues, self-doubt, generational trauma, shame, sensitivity, forgiveness, superpowers, divinity, cleansing, softness, pain. Yep. And right on top of it, we have Cancer, doula, which is the mother, So, and I did say something here about mother, then we had something here about womb. So the great cosmic womb. So yeah, something is meant to be birthed through you. That's something that's coming through. And some of you could be maybe you struggle with being an ambivert as well and not knowing when to balance wanting to be social with wanting to be by yourself. Because, of course, an ambivert is both an introvert and an extrovert. So there's some times when you want to be by yourself and maybe you confuse it for you wanting to be out in the world. And then there are times when you want to be out in the world, you confuse it for you wanting to be by yourself, Or you think, I can't be both, I can only be one. You can be both. You can be both because Aries is a social energy and Cancer is more so a more retreated kind of energy, a moon energy, wanting to be by yourself, feeling a lot of things and not knowing how to act upon the feelings that you're feeling. We also have Pisces, which is another very mystic Maybe some of you should look into being a doula as well. Maybe the cosmic womb is you bringing babies into the world in a more natural setting where the mother is fully and safely and protected, you know, feels comfortable in order to do it as well. You could have that, like I said, that gift of people feeling comfortable with you, opening up to you, that kind of thing I mentioned earlier. But with the Pisces and Cancer, we have a lot of water energy coming through. It's an energy of you being sensitive, you being open, you being the mystic, receiving messages other people don't, okay? We have imaginative, compassionate, healing, empathetic, mystical, adoring, magical, allowing, dreamy. And we did have what at the bottom of the deck? Dreams. Yep. Ephemeral, enigmatic, spiritual, emotional, escapist, and practical, oceanic, self-pitying, and illogical. So with the edge here, that's the, like I said, Aquarian energy coming through again. There's something here about, like I said, you using all of these different energies swirling around you for good, for the good of yourself and for the good of all is what I'm hearing. And there's something here about you having to learn how to incorporate it. Like I said, sometimes you feel lonely and you want some companions. Then that is your sign to go out and make some friends. That could be the day, the place you decide to go, you find like-minded individuals, but you would never know because you didn't go. The days you feel you want to be by yourself, you're like, oh no, I can't be by myself right now, so you don't find time for yourself, and it leads to you being overwhelmed. There's something here about grounding. You need to be grounded in order to do something. Where is it? Yes, see the light by staying grounded. You have to stay grounded at all times, just staying in balance, you know? So knowing when to act and knowing when to not act. Knowing when to retreat is what I just heard. Maybe you do know that, or maybe that's something you're still going to be learning that makes you unique, you know? So those are all the cards that I was pulling from, all the oracle cards. We're going to get some tarot cards to see if we have any things that showed up again. Confirmations. And I love how we have the two signs that are both ruled by the moon. Because the Pisces is ruled by the moon in the tarot, and Cancer is, you know, the traditional rule of the moon everywhere else. So it's like you guys have got both those two, and the moon represents things hidden, secrets. Is the High Priestess card, so you are a High Priestess. We have Priest, so it's same thing. It's High Priestess for a woman and a priest for a guy. You're a priest, priestess. That's the kind of thing where you are the person that everyone comes to for the answers. You are the person that has the answers once you learn to connect properly with spirit. Maybe once you learn to sit down and meditate, you need to find a practice that works for you. Like I said, a lot of me channeling comes through music. That's how I find messages for myself, messages from other people, messages for the collective, that kind of thing coming through. When a specific song comes on and keeps playing over and over again, I know, oh, there's a message there. Other people get messages when they meditate. Other people get messages when they keep seeing a specific flower, animal, things over and over again. It's all about learning how to become sensitive enough to see when things are being repeated. There are probably thousands of angel numbers and symbols that come through every day for people, but they are not sensitive enough to pick up on it. So they could see 1111 everywhere they go, in every room they walk into, but they're not looking for it, so they're not going to see it. You are someone who looks for it, because like I said, you are that smart, that person who is sharp as a tack, who is seeing everything, picking up on everything, you know. It's very intellectually stimulating, but also very sensitive, also very emotional, also very spiritual. Like, you have embodied all those energies together, which is why we have the Spitfire, which is why we have the doula, the person who takes care of people, which is why we have the Pisces, the mystic, you're connected to other realms, the 5D. Then we also have the 11th house, you tap into that rebel energy inside of you. Chiron, you are meant to heal others in some kind of way. And then we have the square, you're meant to challenge society, what they tell you is supposed to be right, and what you're supposed to be doing and how you're supposed to live. And in you doing that, you inspire others to do the same. So basically living your truth. These are all the cards that I'm going to get. So let me just put these to the side. And these cards here, we have the Two of Coins. So yeah, finding some kind of balance, or being very balanced, or balancing practical and impractical. So balancing logic, balancing reason and magic kind of thing, you know. You could have the mind of a scientist, but you have the heart of a poet. You have the heart of a sensitive being, you know. So you could be someone who's meant to bridge the gap between intellectuality and spirituality. So yeah, I'm a scientist, but I also practice spiritualness. I also practice spirituality. Yes, I'm analytical, but I also can see the signs and synchronicities and feel different things, and I don't believe in coincidences, you know. That's the first thing people tell you. Seeing 1111 in every single room you walk through, that's just a coincidence. No, the hell it's not. Stop lying. It's not. That's the first thing they will say. It's just a coincidence. If you have the Ace of Swords, yes, you're meant to bring clarity. That's the one thing that you can do. So when you find that people are always coming and asking you for the answers, that is why. Yeah, the Six of Coins, the generosity card, the helping people, helping humanity, raise and uplift. Yeah, maybe some of you need to get into spirituality. That doesn't mean you have to read cards. That doesn't mean you have to study astrology. It doesn't mean any of those things. It's just like, you know, discovering the deeper part of yourself, discovering where you come from, why you do the things you do, learning more about yourself. Shadow work is what I'm hearing, doing shadow work. And shadow work is not always about doing the bad things. It's about learning your past to kind of better make your present, you know, and your future. There's something here about the eye, people crying to you. We have the Page of Cups. Yep, it's artistic talent, artistic abilities with the Page of Cups, and it's also intuition, because it's usually depicted by a guy talking to or looking at a fish in a cup, and that fish always represents his inner voice, his intuition. So you're being pushed to do things and you go after it, you follow your impulses, you know. And then we have Eight of Wands. You bring great things into being as well. Very powerful. It's giving me the things you say happen. So you could be that kind of friend where you say something's gonna happen and it does. You mention somebody and they show up that a few minutes later. It's kind of like you got the download before everybody else did. Spirit was like, incoming, this person's gonna be showing up in T-minus 5 minutes. You said, hey, I wonder what happened to Tyrone. Where Tyrone be at? And 5 minutes later, Tyrone walked through the door. And you're like, oh, people, oh my gosh, that's crazy. How did you know? It's like you got that incoming message that everybody else didn't receive, you know? That kind of thing. But the Eight of Wands is definitely an energy of you making things happen, you changing things for the better, you making your life different so everyone else is inspired to make their life different. I love how it's talking about fishes and cups, and we have the fish here with the Pisces energy here. So it makes you, and look at how it seems like she is performing and singing into a microphone in this card here. Tell me, if I can't see it, I'm gonna show it to you, don't play. And another eye coming through, eyes on you, you having that third eye, that very active third eye, seeing things. I don't know if I mentioned, I think that was group 1 as well, or maybe it was your group, I don't know. I mentioned I saw like an apparition out of the side of my eye. I swear it was a person, but I looked and it wasn't. And I'm like, huh? Maybe some of y'all can see ghosts with all these eyes coming through, child. But yeah, look at how it looks like she's singing. And I was mentioning something here about artistic talent. So maybe you're meant to use your voice. Maybe you're meant to sing. Maybe you're meant to write. Maybe you're meant to act, you know? Because you bring a certain je ne sais quoi to that thing that other people can't. And you don't understand it. You can't explain it. But it's just something you feel deep inside, which we love. Giving back. This person's wearing their mask. They're taking care of the animals, you know. So helping humanity, helping animals, helping Mother Earth, Mother Gaia. That could be something coming through as well. Because look at how we have this new Earth. Maybe you're supposed to help bring in a new Earth where she's happier and on the road to not freaking falling apart all the time. So sorry. This one eye has been bothering me for the longest time. So maybe some of you, there's something about your right eye. Because I don't think anything is a coincidence or, you know, happenstance in a reading. And I just keep itching my right eye. So there could be a lot of you who are like, maybe going through an activation in your right eye. Seeing flashing lights in your right eye. Seeing things in your right eye. There could be something here about you clearing out your eye to see things better, you know. I'm seeing the visual of someone cleaning their glasses as well. So there could be someone who wears glasses that has to clean their glasses in order to see better, that kind of thing. And that's the kind of the vibe that I was talking about earlier, where you went before you say anything or do anything or support anyone, you are cleaning your glasses and doing the research before you say anything for or against them, you know. Getting all the information you can. But I do feel like this whole two of coins here is you balancing, like I said, practicality and spirituality very well. Very well. About your voice, that's special and unique about you. You have a beautiful voice as well. Or you're meant to use your voice. If you can't sing worth a damn, you can't sing worth a damn. You're supposed to use your voice for, to write, to speak. Public speaking can be important as well. But I think that's all that I have for you guys. I love how she's like drawing a moon and stars in her room. That could be something you have to do as well. Maybe connect with the stars more deeply. Like I said, maybe you do need to learn more about astrology. Or like I said, your birth chart needs to be read so you know when specific transits are happening for you, so you can make the most of those energies in your life. But yeah, you're supposed to see things from a different point of view. Like, look, we have a telescope here. If you can't see this card, a telescope, someone looking at the stars. There could be, and I love how it's talking about soul family, and we have friendship, group activities, community, humanity, hope, tribe, festivals, discoveries, common goals, startups, rebellion, experimentation, and the future. So maybe you really are supposed to go out there and find your soul family. And that's why you could be someone who's mostly introverted, but on the days you feel extroverted, you're being called to go to a specific spot. Go to that spot and you may find your soul family or one person in it, like I said, when Tyrone shows up 5 minutes before you, shows up 5 minutes after you ask where he was, that spirit saying you can follow your impulses. If you think of someone or think of some place, go. Because you could meet someone important there. And by you saying, it's just a coincidence, that's you blocking your blessing or your guidance, and not believing in yourself. But yeah. Something here about you connecting very well with others, connecting very well with people. That's a very Libran a trait, as well as an Aquarian trait, I would say. In my opinion, we have looking up to the stars. So this could be you searching, crystal. Are you a crystal child? Are you a Pleiadian star seed? Are you a Lyrian star seed? You know what I mean? Finding out those kinds of things. And maybe by finding out which kind of star seed you are, they do say you are more inclined to the arts. You're more inclined to technology. You're more inclined to this. You're more, you know what I mean? So if you're feeling lost, like I said, the void, start with learning who you are. Start with the past, and that will lead you towards your future is what I'm getting, And the past should not even be your past. It could be the past of your ancestors, the past of your people, the past of your family kind of vibe. Maybe your family was into some stuff and you have to learn about that. Maybe clear out some bad karma they may have inflicted upon you in order to start anew and start fresh, Those are the signs that are coming through for you kind of vibe. But that's all that I have for you guys. I hope this video resonated. If it did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the tribe. We'd love to have you. If you would ever like to book a personal reading with me, you could always get in contact with me using my email in the description box below. But I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you watch this reading. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Bye. Hello, my gorgeous group ones. Welcome to your reading. If you chose a dilettante card, then you're in the right place. Welcome to your reading. Today's reading is going to be about what makes you special, what makes you unique. This is the prompt that won in the poll that I put up on YouTube. So if you ever want to have a say in what readings come next, and I do post a poll, I don't know if they notify you if I make a thing, but just be on the lookout for that. But this is, like I said, the prompt that won what makes you special and unique, and I do intend to cover the other topics, so don't you fret. I'm gonna I guess do them in the by the most popular to the least popular. Okay, so I just made that more difficult than it needed to be. Let me fix these flowers, child. So welcome, thank you for sticking around, thank you for watching. First, we have dilettante. So delights in the arts without having to be a professional, alerts you to the danger of becoming superficial in your pursuits. So a dilettante, okay, it's what it says it is. It's someone who delights in the arts without having to be a professional. So you're someone who may love music, you love dancing, you love expressing yourself through words, writing scripts is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing poetry. I'm hearing, written word, where you go to those poetry slams and you just, release what needs to be said. It's stuff that you've been holding onto your heart for the longest time, and it's time for you to just release it, let it out. And that's the kind of person that you are. And that's what makes you unique in a kind of way, because a lot of people will repress those things where others like you won't or don't. But it also alerts you to the danger of becoming superficial in your pursuits. So there's something here about you not being a professional because you think it makes you superficial, it makes you fake, or it will take the fun out of what is supposed to be a stress reliever for you. So it's like someone who makes a hobby or something they love to do a job, and then it quickly becomes not a job. I mean, it quickly becomes not fun because now it's a job. You have to continuously do it because you have to, not because you want to, if you understand what I'm saying, in that kind of way. And that's the vibe that I'm getting for you guys. You don't ever want to be forced to do the things that light you up inside. So you keep it cute. You keep it casual. You don't make it a professional thing. Now, at the back of this card, we have victims, and 2 cards that come out for you. And I love how they're the same color. So it's kind of like a burnt orange, a burnt sienna, a brown orange kind of color. But maybe you are someone who is that friend who keeps their friends accountable. So if you see your friends becoming superficial in the arts, or maybe your friends do work in the arts and you've seen what it did to them, or what it has done to them, so you have vowed or promised to not allow the same thing to happen to you. You're the friend that keeps the celebrity friend accountable. You keep them grounded. You keep them on this earth and on this plane, and you're not too up in their ego and stuff like that. That's the kind of vibe that you're giving me, and that makes you unique. But with the victim, it prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. So you are definitely someone who doesn't allow yourself to be the victim. If things happen to you, you are just like, c'est la vie, that's life, ish happens. Like, I'm not going to let it define me. You don't let your past define you. You don't let your present define you. You don't let anything define you. So if someone comes up to you, I'm getting the vibe of like maybe an LGBTQ person. People love to make that one thing your whole personality. That there's not more to you than just that. Like, yeah, I'm a girl who likes girls, but that's not my entire personality. There's so much more about me. So you could be one of those people who just, rage against people who like to generalize, I was watching this video on TikTok. I was going on a whole Libra moon rabbit hole because there was some interesting video about a girl who said a Pisces moon bloodline, and how Scorpio moon bloodline, and how basically she was a Scorpio moon, and kids who are born as Scorpio moons. This is all hearsay. This is not fact, but this is something that I saw on TikTok. Just putting that out, the disclaimer. How people who have a Scorpio moon had a loss in their family, or had a parent who lost a baby, or a family member who lost a child before, or the Scorpio moon baby is the rainbow baby. So if their mom had been pregnant with a baby before them and had a miscarriage, for example, them being the next baby that was born to that mother is a Scorpio moon, and that's signifying that someone in the family had a significant loss, a baby specifically. Someone lost a baby, a child, something along those lines. And I'm like, what? Where do y'all come up with these things? I was intrigued, bro. Went down the rabbit hole. I'm like, I wonder what's the thing of being a Libra moon, And I was just scrolling the comments, of course, to find it. And then I found someone who was like, oh, maybe being a Libra moon is something about never feeling balanced in your household, or never feeling that close with your mother. And then someone replied to our comment and said, I've done a lot of studies about this, and I feel like people who have Libra moons lost their mom at a young age, because I lost my mom at 15. And of course that gave me like I came to a full stop, because I literally lost my mom at 15. I'm like, that can't be a coincidence. And then someone else confirmed, I lost my mom when I was 13. I lost my mom when I was 14. So I'm like, is that a thing? Like, Libra moons, in the comments, let me know if you're watching your Libra moon. Did you lose your mom at a young age? I'm not saying, you know what I mean, that kind of thing. But I'm like, that was too specific to be a coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences anymore. So the curse, or the Libra moon bloodline, people who are born as Libra moons, lost their parent at a young age, or maybe don't have that close of a relationship with their mom, things like that. And then that led me down the rabbit hole to confirm this. So I searched it in the search bar, and then it just took me to a whole bunch of videos about people talking about Libra moons. And there's this one person, child, these two girls who were doing a podcast, and I feel like I wholeheartedly agree with the people who are like, they need to make podcast mics more expensive, because everybody's buying in. Everybody wants to be a freaking podcaster now. And it's like, y'all be talking bare nonsense. Like, nobody cares what you have to say. So basically, they're like, oh, Libra moons are the kind of person who will F your partner. They will be your friend and they will F your partner. Like, just think of Ariana Grande. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, huh? Like, I would never do that being a Libra moon. I'm not, oh, they flirt too much and I feel like they just made that their whole personality. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, huh? Now y'all trying to bash Libra moons? I'm like, and then somebody commented, like, y'all need to stop, one placement doesn't define a whole person. I'm like, thank you. Please. Say a lot of these two girls. Like, stop making generalizations. Maybe you just know crap people. You know what I mean? Like, don't put a whole thing on Libra moons that we out here homewrecker. And I'm like, I would never. Like, loyalty is the biggest thing for me. I would never sleep with a friend's boyfriend or whatever. I don't care. Like, So I'm like, what do you, like, stop making generalizations. I said all that to say, people need to stop using astrology to make generalizations. Every person is unique. Every person has their own chart. They have aspects. They have a bunch of different things that make them who they are. It's not just one place that defines a whole group of people. So because you have a Libra moon, you're automatically a flirt. You're automatically, like, no. Mr. Steal Your Girl, Steal Your Man. No, that's not how it works. There's a whole bunch of other placements in a chart that define who a person is. So stop. I'm like, you just know crap people. Just say that. Okay? Anyway, like I said, people see one thing about you and try to generalize you. And I feel like you kind of rage against that. You want to be seen as a whole of who you are, not just a singer, not just an artist, not just a mother, not just a daughter. You want to be seen as a full person with complexities, okay? So that's what's coming through for you guys. So you do not allow yourself to be the victim, or you don't allow any friend of yours to slip into victim mentality. You tell them, hey, things happen. Like, don't sit there and make it a whole thing about, oh, just this kind of person does this kind of thing. You know what I mean? And then, of course, every Scorpio moon will not have a person or a family member who lost a baby, or a mother who lost a baby. Of course, every Libra moon will not have a mother who died young, like, you know what I mean? Or died when they were young, kind of. That's not how it works. Those are generalizations. You could be someone who kind of rages against that, okay? So I do want to get one more card from this deck, even though we don't have that much space. I will make space. What more can you tell me about my group 3? What makes them unique? So you're definitely someone who's heavily into the art. You pursue arts, but you don't make your whole personality. Some people do that. They make astrology their whole personality. They make tarot readings their whole personality. They make a lot of things their whole personality. And it's kind of like, I'm not that kind of person. Or you aren't that kind of person. That's what you tell people. We have the poet. Didn't I mention that? I did. I did something about here poetry, or like, poetry slams or things like that. Yeah, poet. I'm going to keep this out for a little bit longer so you can see it. We have poet expresses soul insights in symbolic language. So you help people understand things in the way you speak and express yourself, and the way you live kind of vibe. So maybe you're not so much of an action kind of person. You're more of a speaking kind of person, where you're speaking those words of wisdom into people, saying, hey, like, don't let this break you down. It's kind of like motivational speaking is the vibe that I'm getting for you guys, or you heal through your words, through your music. It's like you are very good at not generalizing, but making people, like, a big chunk of people understand one thing that happens to them. You could be those people who do post those things on TikTok saying, I did it. With a lot of extensive research, I've realized that, Scorpio moon babies had a mom or someone in their family lose a child. You're the person doing that, and people are like, what? You're blowing people's minds with the insights you figure out. But like, you soothe with your words, is essentially what I'm trying to say. You soothe with your words. Either you make quotes, you make posts, you make those those quotes you see on social media that you would see me post from time to time, like from like a book. You have a book of poetry or something like that where you kind of help people, like I said, explore the world or understand the world better. But you're, like I said, you're not generalizing. You're just helping a whole bunch of people understand one thing by what you wrote, because of course those people come from different backgrounds. You kind of understand that. So you make generalizations that resonate for a lot of people, is essentially what I feel like I'm trying to say. And you help people understand that just because you've gone through certain things, you're not a victim, But I love how we have, okay, Flower, you're going to have to move because you all in the way. You express soul insights and symbolic language. The way she's speaking and the doves are coming out of her, you speak peace. You kind of calm and soothe people, That's what's coming through. That's what makes you special and unique. But with this and the arts, is definitely something here about you writing or you singing and making people feel safe or understood, So what I'm going to do, what is the next card that I'm pulling from? We're going to pull from these cards here. I'm hearing you make people proud to be something or someone. So maybe you are someone who's a part of the LGBTQ plus community, and you kind of make people realize you're more than just that. You advocate for people is kind of vibe that I'm getting. You make people feel safe to express themselves. Maybe you are a teacher who encourages people to write their best work. Maybe it's giving a little bit of muse energy where you inspire people to understand things, you inspire people to look into things, or you inspire people to just do things in general. Like, people see you and want to create art, you could have that kind of face. Or you say something to someone and they're like, wow, I never thought of it in that kind of way before, What makes my group 3 special and unique, please, Spirit? The first card we have here is happiness. So people are very happy around you. And don't ask me how that's something that's special and unique. It just is. A lot of people create disharmony wherever they go. You're someone who creates harmony wherever you go. You lift up the vibe. You lift up the mood. Ladybugs also signify good luck. So like I said, good things just happen whenever you're around. You have that kind of energy. You have that kind of spirit, is what I'm hearing. Here we have the elk and the ash, strength. I hope the camera's clarifying the images, y'all. The elk and the ash. Ash is giving rising from the ash. So it could be something special about you helping people rise from the ash. That's what I'm getting. When people are in victim mentality, you're the person coming through and soothing them. You're bringing happiness back into their life. And you're telling them, don't let this one moment define you. That's not who you are as a whole person. Don't let people thinking of you as one thing affect you so deeply. How people, like I said, you are someone who's making people realize that generalizations are not it. Or maybe the kind of generalizations that maybe keep people stuck, or what do they call it, suppress people, that kind of thing. Because I'm getting the example of a lot of people, how Black people are oppressed, and you can either make it a wound that will fester and make you angry and carry out the resentment, or people will speak to you and have a conversation about it, and you will bring them around to a new way of thinking and bring happiness to a subject that was making them sad. So, hey, look at it this way. You bring a new perspective instead of, like, stop looking at it as that. Just make it, that's your superpower now. You can already walk around and know how people will perceive you. That's a superpower. Instead, don't stop looking at it as a bad thing. It's a good thing. Other people who don't have that same problem can walk around and never know how people truly feel about them. You already know how people truly feel about you, so you know how to act accordingly. And if you find someone who surprises you along the way and doesn't generalize you the way other people do, cool. If you find someone who immediately does, you can walk around knowing what to expect, and that can be a good thing and work for you instead of you thinking of it as a bad thing that will work against you. Y'all get what I'm saying? You're that kind of person that's doing that. You're giving people a different perspective of how to view things that are seen as bad, and you make it good. You give them back their strength. Like, stop thinking about it as, oh, they hate because I'm Black. No, you know this now, and use it as your superpower, so you know how to act in certain situations. Since you already know they're going to condemn you, just act how you want to act. Be free. It gives you a sense of freedom when you already know how people think of you, you know? Or just stop caring, period. What people think of you. We don't give two flying fladoodles around here. We act how you want to act. Stop making you a victim. And, oh, I can't act a certain kind of way around different people. No, live your life. Like, stop. Here we have metamorphosis. Yeah, you are the kind of person that changes lives, okay? That's immediately the vibe that I'm getting here. You change people from victims to non-victims. You, like I said, I say it a lot. You turn people's pain into power. You turn their the things that hold them back into things that push them forward. I don't know how you do it, but that's the vibe that I'm getting from you. So, congratulations. Now I only say congratulations. Worked so hard, forgot how to vacation. So I do think you're the friend, like I said, if people get too famous and big for their britches, you're bringing them back down to reality. It's the vibe that I'm getting. If your friend is working too much, hey sis, it's time to take a vacation. You know, if your friend is lazing about too much, hey, I think it's time for you to get a job. Like, you know what I mean? Or find something that makes you happy again, because you're too sad for me. It's time for you to get up and do something. You know, you're changing people's lives. Maybe you're bringing to light things they didn't realize was bad about them. You know, I feel like you being a little, like, I'm not saying it's in a bad way. You being a little pudgy. Have you been eating this kind of? Have you been getting enough sleep? Have you been doing this? They realized by you saying it, I have been eating a lot more sweets. Maybe I should stop, you know, before it gets out of hand. Before, like I said, it becomes something that makes you a victim, you know? Yeah, that's the vibe that I'm getting from y'all. That's crazy. I've never, like, experienced this kind of energy, really, or the way that I'm explaining is kind of, like, new to me. Like, before it becomes a problem, you are jumping in and stepping in and saying something that provides healing for them, like with the two doves coming out of her mouth. You soothe them. You know, you kind of tell people harsh things in a nice way, if that makes sense. It does. You tell people harsh things in a nice way, make them feel comfortable with it instead of you making them feel sad or self-conscious about it. Kind of like, hey, girl, have you been sleeping enough? You kind of look tired. You have dark circles. And they weren't realizing it, but you did. And you brought it to their attention. Now they're going to sleep more. Hey, have you been eating, like, you know, more fatty or salty foods, more sugary foods? Because I feel like you're getting, like, a little pudgy, like, you know what I mean? And, like, I have been. Maybe I should stop, because they don't realize those things. They're just doing it and they're kind of getting lost in the humdrum of life, you know? I do feel like you're also able to pinpoint specific things. Like I said, instead of you making generalizations, you close it up a little bit more. You narrow it down. Yeah, thank you, Spirit. You narrow it down. People make broad generalizations. You make narrow generalizations. You tell people, hey, girl, have you been eating a little too much salt? Because I know when you eat too much salt, this thing happens to your body, and it looks like it's happening to you. And they're like, wow, I have been. How did you know? Well, because you have been, you know, getting a little. For example, I don't know, you're getting a double chin. We're gonna go with that example. And they're like, I have been getting a double chin. They don't realize, because first of all, when you're with yourself every day of every hour, every day, however you want to clock it, you do not see the changes in your body, but people who do not see you all the time will. So, for example, you have a friend you haven't seen in months, and you come back and see her, girl, you gain a lot of weight. You've been eating too much sugar. And they're gonna be like, how did you know? And you're like, well, people who tend to eat a lot of sugar gain a lot of weight in this area or that area. Then you look at them and say, I see you gain a lot of weight in that area. And they're kind of like, oh, makes sense. So you're not saying it in a way that makes them self-conscious. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. You know, you have preparation. That's exactly what I'm saying. You prepare them for certain things. Yeah, look at you. And that is a talent, you know, where you can spot talent from a mile away. You can spot maybe a specific disease from a mile away. I'm being taken to an episode or something that I read on social media about Kim Kardashian, how she's able to, even if someone has had their cavity replaced, fixed, or whatever, as soon as they start talking, even from a few feet away, she can tell they've had cavities, or if they have cavities, no matter how small it is, she can just smell it on their breath, you know. And she's never been wrong so far. And no matter how small, if it just started, if you've had it, if it got removed, she can tell if you had cavity just by smelling your breath. And that's something I ain't never heard before, child. Of course, when people have stink breath, you can smell it, but there's a specific smell to cavities, I guess. She's saying that she can smell from a few feet away, and she'll be like, oh, yeah, you have cavity. Go get checked out. And then it turns out they do have a cavity. They never would have known unless that person said it, because they're with themselves all the time. They're not really, you know, maybe people who are in a funk, who are maybe, like I said, depressed or sad. They're not taking care of themselves properly, or realizing that their body's changing and for the worse, you know. And you're the kind of person that can tell them about it. And I feel like I spent too much time in that one topic. But yeah, we have preparation. You'll prepare people for certain metamorphoses in their life, or changes that are coming, or changes that already happened. You bring it to their attention. Is the vibe that I'm getting for you. So now what I'm going to do is get some more cards. We're going to get some cards from this deck here. And I do feel like you come in clutch, because the butterfly is coming in as something that's good. So you come in to bring the good into people's lives instead of the bad. You kind of knock some sense into this person. Stop seeing yourself as a victim. You're not. Because I don't see myself as a victim. And we went through the same thing. So do you see me as a victim, you know? Like, we both went through the same thing. We're both black. So do you see me letting that stop me from doing certain things? We're both LGBTQ+. Do you see that stopping me from doing things, you know? You bring that kind of perspective, like I keep saying. Now, we have the golden children, inner child, tenderness, innocence, and rare gifts. And that's that dove coming through. And look at how they're walking through a new door. A door of enlightenment. So there's also something here about your inner child as well. Maybe you have a very, you've been healing your inner child. And a lot of people have been looking at you as saying, oh, maybe you're naive or you're childish. And you're like, nope, I'm just healing my inner child. And you don't let it bother you. So your stone is very playful. You're very childlike, okay? But that doesn't mean you're naive. You're just childlike. There's a difference. Coming from someone who can be a little, you know, silly sometimes. Here we have the star ancestors, hidden secrets, lost wisdom, look a little deeper. Ooh, see, you look at things a little deeper. There you go. That confirmation coming through. And then we have the whale and orca elders. Share your song, frequency of sound, diving deep, diving deep, diving deep. Hidden secrets, lost wisdom, look a little deeper. And I did mention about you telling people words of wisdom that they need to hear. So there's something here about you being an elder and having all this, you know, inherent wisdom. Is what I'm hearing, and knowledge from generations before you is what I'm hearing as well. But also having this innocence, this inner child vibe here. Interesting. But look, we have star ancestors. So there's something here about you having all the knowledge of your ancestors. So there could have been like a very significant, I'm hearing for you guys specifically, a very significant historical battle that went down, or historical artifact, or knowledge that happened in the past. And you know a lot about it, and you don't know how you know a lot about it. And it's because you may have been there, or your ancestors projecting that specific thing onto you, kind of vibe, you know. You have access to the Akashic records kind of thing. That's the energy you're kind of giving me. Where all the hidden secrets and lost wisdom, you have access to that. If you just look a little deeper. And at the bottom of the deck, we have karmic relationships, Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. So you're definitely someone who transmutes energy. You take things that were meant to be bad and you make it a good thing. Or you flip it around and say, hey, instead of looking at it this way, look at it that way, you know? That's what makes you special and unique. And a lot of people aren't that way. So maybe you guys come from Orion star family or star system. Maybe look that up. But polarity is seeing things from all kinds of points of views. Seeing things from, like I said, this childlike, yeah, exactly. This childlike point of view, and then you also see things as this elder, these ancestors' point of view, you know? Maybe you are that friend that is telling your friend, hey, dump that person because they obviously aren't good for you, you know? They're not going to be good for you. They're a karmic relationship. And they're like, what is that? Like, you know, how do you even know? Well, because when he does this, you go off and you do that, you know, and you're not aware of that. But like I said, people on the outside looking in can always tell when things are different than you know, before you can. Because they're seeing the changes firsthand. And you're kind of, when you're in a situation, it's hard for you to see things clearly. But the people on the outside looking in usually see things clearly, or more clearly than you. And you will immediately know, hey, have you been checked out for thyroid? Because I kind of feel like maybe you may have that. Or PCOS, you have very heavy periods. And this person will never know that until you bring it to their attention. There's something before, until you bring it to their attention. So there's something here about you having access to this wisdom and this knowledge, and you know how to portray it in a very honest, what is the way can I say, in a very honest, a fresh new way. Because there's a way that kids be telling you the truth where you're just like, oh, they're just a kid, you know, that kind of thing. That's how you give knowledge, or you give bad news, you give information to people. You don't make it feel bad, you just make it seem like that's the truth of the matter, you know, if that makes sense to you. I hope it does. I'm also hearing you're good at healing people's inner child as well. That happiness, you just carry that happiness around with you. And when people are around you, when people are around you, they feel light, they feel free, they feel happy, they feel strong. They feel like they feel like they're able to overcome anything when they're around you. You make them want to change for the better here, and you prepare them for the worst. It's kind of like, okay, that saying of hoping for the best, even when you're expecting the worst, you know? That's literally who you are in a quote. Yeah. Like, hope for the best, even if you're expecting the worst. Just hope for the best. You know, you never know what's going to happen. That's you. Yeah, I love that. Okay. And that's that childlike energy in you. We always hope for the best, but we never know what's going to happen. But it doesn't hurt to hope for the best, even if you're expecting the worst. Like, I'm giving the example of, like, if someone is telling you, like, I'm hearing telling you to walk the plank, or pushing you off a cliff, you can either, you know, tumble into the rocks on the way down and expire, or you can fall into the water and somehow survive. So even though you're in dire circumstance and you're gonna have to jump off the cliff anyway, you can either look at it as, maybe I'm gonna fall into the water and survive, instead of I'm gonna fall to my doom. Like, I'm hoping for the best. But of course you're expecting the worst, because from a certain situation, there's things that are gonna happen that are bad, but you're still expecting the best. You know what I mean? So in dire situations, you're like, I know things could go left, but I'm also gonna keep my hopes high. Now, I may have over-explained that, but I was trying to give examples, which I love to give on the channel, okay? So here we have North Node, Destiny. Interesting. We have Soul School, Learning Curve, Fulfillment, Purpose. You have a purpose. You have a destiny. And I love how we have this person going into the woods, so uncertainty. When people are going through, like I said, metamorphoses, they're going through change, and they don't know what's going to happen, you kind of lead the way and tell them, you prepare them for these things. You tell them, hey, things could go this way, or things could turn out great. You never know. Just keep your high hopes. Keep your hopes high. Here we have 9th house, Seeking. So yeah, there's something here about you having a lot of wisdom to give, a lot of knowledge to give people. And that's what makes you special and unique. Because you either know a lot about a lot because you've researched things, or there's just a wisdom that you have from past lives that has been passed down, or from ancestors, or from, you know, living in previous, you know, star systems, that kind of thing. But we have foreign travel, adventure, higher education, customs, faith, beliefs, pilgrimages, spiritual quests, aspirations, journalism, religion, gurus, and risk-taking. Gurus are people you go to for help, for guidance, okay? When you are feeling lost, you go to a guru, a spiritual guru, a financial guru, somebody who's considered a guru to help you in that specific subject or situation, you know? Someone who's good with money if you're in a money situation. Someone who's good with, like, it's like you're going to a lawyer if you're going through a divorce. You're going through a divorce lawyer. Not any kind of lawyer, a divorce lawyer. So you're kind of a guru. You could be a guru for a specific thing. And it could be relationships. You could be that friend that's good at helping friends in their relationships, even if you haven't been in your own relationships, because you just have that perspective, you have that wisdom. Like, you've lived many lives already, so you've seen these things happen before. You have that wisdom. You don't know why you're so good at giving advice or helping people, but you just are, you know? Yeah, you could be someone who gives relationship or makes relationship content on TikTok, Instagram, whatever, YouTube, you know? Or maybe you're someone who always wants to, you love adventure, and that's unique about you as well. Other people may be scared to travel and try new things. You're not. You jump into it for 2 feet. Like, yeah, if you have to jump off a cliff, you're thinking of it as a thrill. You're giving the people from Twilight, you know? when I think Edward was driving them through his reservation, Bella saw the people jumping from the cliff, and she was like, what are they doing? And he's like, oh, they're just cliff jumping, but so high up, they love the thrill of it. He just didn't know at the time that they were wolves, because that was before he learned he descended from wolves. Descendant, destiny, exactly, period. That was before he knew his destiny to become a wolf and fight against vampires. He was like, oh, they like to show off. Paul and his disciples, they call them. I think it's on the show anyway. Paul and his disciples love to jump from high distances to show off. Other people jump from higher down. So you seek that thrill of life. And that's something that's very unique and special about you, because not everybody wants to travel. Not everybody wants to see the world. Not everybody wants to learn about different things, So maybe some of you may have felt called to group one, because that kind of came through group one as well. But you could also be, different variations of different people. This is not giving me group one energy at all, but just that one thing about traveling and seeking, you're always thrill seeking. What is it called? Adrenaline junkie. That could be something unique about you, because not a lot of people do that. That's, yeah. You're telling your friends, stop looking at it as cliff jumping is a bad thing, or skydiving is a bad thing, or rope bungee jumping is a bad thing, or what do those people call those things? It's indoor skydiving, so you don't have to actually do it in a plane kind of vibe. Like, you are always doing those kinds of crazy things, and it's like your friends like, girl, boy, what are you doing? And you kind of like, don't yuck my yum. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Like, I'm doing me, you do you, that kind of thing. But honestly, and I love how we have a cliff here, and I was talking about cliffs in the card, ninth house seeking. So yeah, and we have maps, we have passports, we have a camel. So I'm hearing you love exploring ancient ruins, whether that is online or actually going to ancient ruins. And I love how I said something about, I feel like it was in your group, I said something about artifacts. Maybe you are someone who loves, specific things about specific artifacts, or you may love archaeology, or you love traveling and exploring ancient ruins, That's you, yeah. And that's what's special about you, because a lot of people aren't into history. And you could be someone who's deeply into history, or art history, to make it more dilettante, like they said here in the arts, But yeah, lost wisdom, look a little deeper. You're going to ruins. And I love how we have the camel, and then we have the pyramids in Egypt. You're traveling to these sites and learning more about it. Or maybe you are being called to these sites for a specific reason, because you have past lives there, And that's something that's special, unique about you, that you're able to connect with past lives in a way others can't. Wow, this is very interesting. But you are definitely here to grow as a soul, and to help other people grow as well. You have a destiny. That's what makes you special, unique. A lot of people don't have destiny, but you do. And you're meant to seek that destiny, or fulfill that destiny by seeking higher knowledge, or, traveling and things like that. Things of that nature. Now I'm going to get some cards. I did get cards from here already. Did I pull from all the cards already? Oh my. Okay. So we're going to get into some tarot cards to see what else is special, unique about you. Maybe there's something here about you shining, you have glowy skin, or you love gold, or what is specific that I tell people, or that I realize I had a realization about. I can't wear fake jewelry. If I wear fake gold or fake silver, my skin breaks out. So it kind of limits my jewelry choices, because I can't wear everything. So I'm like, I obviously am descended from royalty. I was only used to wearing the finest gems and the most rich gold and silver, that my skin is like, girl, we come from royalty. What are you doing putting this fake stuff on us? We're not used to this. That's my explanation for why my skin breaks out for any little thing. Of course, the sensitive skin, blah, 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 blah. But I'm like, no, I descend from royalty. I came from Egypt, but they were showering me with gold and silver and gems. And my skin now is like, girl, this is not what we're used to. What are you doing? We need the real thing. Because if I wear real stuff, real gold, real silver, whatever, I don't break out. Like, my skin is fine. But if I don't, and my family can wear it fine. My family wears this stuff all the time, the jewelry you get from the store, regular stuff, just, tie outfit together and look cute. They can wear it, but I can't without breaking out, or causing like a rash and getting itchy. And I'm like, that's because I come from royalty, okay? Y'all come from wherever y'all come from, but me, let me stop, I'm a fool. But that's me. And then I tell my friends who have it as well. But it's why we're friends. We come from royalty, sis. That's your excuse. We're not used to this fake stuff. We're used to the real thing, okay? Stop it. So that could be you as well. That just came through for you. So maybe you're someone who can't wear fake jewelry, or it irritates your skin or turns it green or makes you break out and makes it itchy kind of vibe, because you came from royalty, you came from the pyramids, and you came from castles and, empires. You can't wear the fake stuff. What do you mean? That's that golden child energy. Or I'm hearing you know how to make light of certain situations, the way kids sometimes know how to. But yeah, there is something here about diving really deep with this, with learning more about religion, being a guru, risk-taking, spiritual quests. Maybe you love to go on journeys. I'm hearing escape rooms, you love to challenge yourself. So what else makes my group 3s unique, please? You can't wear fake jewelry. Let me stop. That could be something for real. You're always seeing the bright side of the situation. You're always calming down when temperatures are high or stakes are high. You're always for it. You're here for it. Here we have 5 of Swords. Interesting. Knowing just what to say to de-escalate a situation is what I'm hearing. Because look at her. She has the chosen wand. It's giving King Arthur. It's giving, what's his name? He-Man, at Grayskull, where he's the only person that can use this sword. I believe it's a part of his story arc to turn into He-Man. I think his name was Adam of Grayskull. He's the only person that could do that because he's a descendant of the people of Grayskull. Everyone don't have his powers. Everyone can't turn into He-Man. And his sister She-Ra, she's the only person that has specific powers, and they each have their own specific powers. And I think they were like separated and they ended up meeting each other. I don't know. I'm not that well versed in He-Man, but I've watched a few episodes because my cousins used to love the show and their dad introduced it to them. Because he used to love the show when he was younger as well. So yeah, there's something here about you having the golden tongue. You know how to convince people to do certain things, or like I said, make light of a very tense situation, de-escalate a situation. Even if you're saying something that can make people upset, you're saying it in a way where they don't get upset. That's the vibe that I'm getting for you guys. And that is a talent. And that is something that is unique and special as well. Okay. The next card we have here is Queen of Swords. Look at all these swords coming through. There's something here about you singing. There's something here about you. Yeah, they said share your song. So yeah, I don't know if you are an artist and you try to keep it amateur and you're supposed to be professional at this. That's something that could be coming through. You're trying to, stay out of the fakey. And yeah, because you're a hermit, you want to be to yourself. You want to keep to yourself. But there's something here about you having that star energy. You could have descended, or you were a starlet in your past life. But this always gives me peak 50s. It gives me Etta James. It gives me a little Marilyn Monroe. It gives me like a starlet. You were born to be a star. And there's something here about when you talk and when you sing, people are in trance. And of course, there are millions of people who have a beautiful voice, but there's something about the way you sing and the way you share your emotions, or the way you write a song and pen a song and then sing it, that's different than other people. That make people stop and listen to what you have to say, That is what is special, unique about you, the way you speak and the way you don't want people to. It's kind of like, the way you don't want to be a leader, which makes you the perfect leader. The way you don't want to be in charge, which makes you the perfect person to be in charge. It's taking me to the whole Newt Scamander in Fantastic Beasts, where Dumbledore was telling him you're the only person that can defeat Grindelwald because its power seeks you because you don't seek it. And then he told him the story about how him and Grindelwald was seeking power, and it ended up in the death of his sister Ariana. And ever since then, he stopped chasing power and being some power-hungry person, which is why Dumbledore only, he only, what's the right word? Reduced himself, I guess you could say, to being the headmaster at Hogwarts. Anything more powerful. He knew himself as a power-hungry individual. If he would have, went to become the Ministry of Magic or whatever, he would have had too much power. And he knew he was someone who could not have too much power, which is why he reduced himself to just being the headmaster at Hogwarts, And that's why in the movie he said, Newt, you're the person who does not seek power, which is why power is finding you and seeking you. Because you don't chase it, you don't want it. That's the vibe that I'm getting from you guys. You don't want to be in the spotlight. You don't want to be famous, but because of that is why people love you, because they can feel your authenticity through it. People love your music, hearing what you have to say, love your voice. They're entranced by you because you have, of course, the power of these 50s starlets, where I feel like 50s Hollywood was at the peak. I think it was called the golden era. And we had Golden Child. I think that's like the golden era of Hollywood, where it was 50s, all the movies was this and that. Everybody was wearing their hair a certain way, living a certain way, you know. It was when Hollywood was at its highest, at its peak. And you could have been reincarnated at that time, and you were brought back again, which is why you have that star quality about you, because you were one of the starlets from then, you know. That kind of vibe coming through. You have that royal presence about you because you came from royalty, you know. You only want the finer things in life because you are used to that. You know. Here we have the 7 of Wands. Okay, it did come out in reverse, so just honorable mention to that. What makes you unique and special? There's something here about you being vulnerable with people, or being vulnerable with yourself, or opening up yourself. No, it's not coming through. Let me get the message. There's something here about you learning how to be vulnerable that makes other people feel comfortable being vulnerable with you. So you don't hide certain things about yourself. You're very open, maybe outspoken about things you've been through, and you don't allow it to make you a victim, which is why other people trust you. Like, oh, we went through the same things. Look at her, look at him. They're thriving, so I'm not going to let it, affect me in any kind of negative way. Yeah, I went through some victim circumstance, but that does not make me a victim. Get it together. Get it right. Get it tight. That's not me. That will never be me. I'm not a victim. You know what I mean? That kind of thing, that's your energy that makes you special and unique. Because other people are like, oh my gosh, I went through this, and I went through that, and I went through this, and I'm a victim, and da-da-da-da. They always want sympathy and empathy. You're like, no, I'm not a victim. I'm just someone who's been through a lot of things, you know? Love that for you. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Cups. You make people feel comfortable in their own skin because you're comfortable in your own skin. That's the energy that I'm getting. People want to emulate you in that kind of way. But because you're vulnerable and you allow the world to see all of you, like I said, if you are someone who does sing, or you do read poetry at like a poetry slam or something like that, people feel they resonate the most with your poem or your song that you sang because you were the most vulnerable. You weren't seeking it because you wanted everyone to clap for you, and you weren't singing or saying what you wanted to say for people to, sympathize or empathize with you. No, you're just speaking your story, speaking your truth, and then removing yourself. People felt that. They felt that. You know what I mean? They feel you when you speak. You put them at ease. I love how she has the sword, and then we have 4 swords, spreading out or coming out of her, or from around her, emanating from her. That's 4 swords. That's peace. That's rest. I'm hearing reassurance coming through as well. I do want one more card. What makes my group 3 special and unique? So you've been through things, and you put other people at ease. And 3 of Swords, you've been through things, child. You've been through things. And I do feel like you carry a lot of wounds from your past lives with you. So, for example, we have this Marilyn Monroe-esque figure coming through here with the hairstyle, but she's a melanated queen. She also gives me Etta James, the hairstyle she's wearing. And it's kind of like you went through a lot of stuff in your past. If you were in the spotlight, and because you were in the spotlight, you went through a lot of scrutiny. You went through a lot of pain. You became a victim of the spotlight. You became a victim of the voice you were given, and you still have trauma from that, even coming into this new life. And that is why you run from fame so wholeheartedly, because you know what it was like and you don't like it. Or you run from royalty because you know what it was like to be royalty and you were trapped. You felt trapped. You weren't able to do anything, which is why in this life you are a thrill seeker, because you were kept coddled and locked in a cage, a gilded golden cage, from maybe childhood in a past life, and given all the finest things in life, and you weren't able to go anywhere. You weren't able to travel, to seek, to do anything, learn, You were kept in a gilded cage, and in this new life now, you want to rebuff or do everything the opposite of like you did in this past life. So you have that depth, and you make beautiful music, you sing beautifully, but you don't want to be famous for it. You were coddled, you were kept in a gilded cage, and because of that, you want to travel the world now. You don't want to be stuck in one place for too long, You have the travel bug, is what I'm getting, because you experienced a lot of heartbreak and pain in this past life. But I feel like it made you more relatable in a way, more vulnerable in this new life. And that's something that's unique. I wasn't expecting these messages to come through. I was expecting, oh, you have this kind of thing. I wasn't expecting such deep messages, but I love it. Let me look at the bottom of the deck. We have 5 of coins. We have 5 of swords, 5 of coins, 3 of swords. There's something here about, like I said, you turning sadness into happiness. People who are feeling lost, people who feel alone, they feel less alone around you. You have that kind of soothing energy about you. Like the energy of an elder who's going to coddle you and tell you it's okay. You know what I mean? That's the energy you give off. Let me get one more card. I think this reading was mad short. I don't know if it was or not, but I feel like it went by pretty quickly. That's too many. Can I get one more card for what makes my group 3s special and unique? You have the 4 of Wands. Yeah, you turn people's worst moments into their biggest successes. So you could be a guru, you could be someone who's into spirituality or not. You could be just a really good friend with a lot of wisdom from past lives. And when people come to you and say certain things, you kind of guide them on the right path. Because that's 5 of coins that was coming through. People feeling lost. I'm hearing adrift at sea. That's literally what the card was. It was someone who's adrift at sea. When people are lost, alone, adrift at sea, not knowing where to go next, you provide that sanctuary for them. That always shows up in the 5 of coins card, where this is someone who's cold, homeless, alone. But if they were to just look up, they would find that sanctuary, that church, that, feeling of safety. And that's you. You're the church for some people, or a shelter for other people. You're an AAA meeting for other people. That's what makes you special and unique. You bring that strength. You prepare them for the worst. You get them through the worst. It's kind of like, when you're going to hike, you have to have food, you have to have water, you have to have a tent. If you're going camping, you have to have this, and that. You have to know how to build a fire. If you're going traveling in a new place, you have to learn a new language. You have to, you have that preparation process for certain people, and that's what makes you unique. That is your lease in life. Whether you like it or not, it's coming through. As you're a helper, you help people, move on to the next stage in their life. So you are kind of that in-between phase, that Pluto transformation. That people find you when they need help, and you always know how to help them. But 4 of Wands, you help people find victory in all the uncertainty. You have the energy of being a star, but you don't want to be a star. You want to keep to yourself. You want to mind your business. You want to travel. You want to heal. Live your life without expectations on your shoulders. That's the vibe that I'm getting. And that's what makes you very unique. The way you see deeper into people and understand them as well. You do not judge people based off of surface level, like I said, generalizations. You delve deeper before you make a judgment. Just because someone looks homeless doesn't mean you're going to treat them that way, because you don't know what they've been through. Other people just see someone who's homeless and be like, ugh, stay away from me. And you're just like, I wonder what this person's been through. You are more understanding. You're more open, more receptive to everyone and anything. You don't, like I said, judge, or you don't tell people, ew, stay away from me, that kind of thing, You embrace everyone. So you're a judgment-free zone. Like Planet Fitness, you're a judgment-free zone. You celebrate everybody's differences. Look, we have a bigger person here. We have someone who is dressing one kind of way here. We have someone who's doing something else there. And you kind of build a platform. You build a sanctuary, a place, 4 of Wands. Look, it's a structure. They're all underneath where they're able to be their full selves. You don't judge people for being bigger. You don't judge people for being a different race or ethnicity than you. You don't judge people for looking a certain kind of way, living a certain kind of way. You are like a let live. Let people live, Let live, let love, all that kind of stuff is the vibe that you're giving me here, for real. And that is someone who you're destined to be, which is why people want to celebrate you. People flock to you. People want to, give you a bunch of things, and attention just easily finds you, which is kind of, maybe you could do, there was something that I was mentioning. I don't know if it was here. Yeah, it was a Libra moon thing where they're like, oh my gosh, Libra moons want to steal your guy and da-da-da-da. Maybe you're someone who's just so good with people, and people want to celebrate you just genuinely, and everyone else is mad about it. And you're just like, well, I'm not going to be a victim in the situation. I'm going to live my life and do what I want to do, That's the vibe that you guys are giving me. You create a place for people to be different, you know, a platform for people to be different, just because you embrace that difference in yourself and you're living your life like it's golden. I'm hearing living my life like it's golden, living my life like it's golden. That's what you do, and you inspire others to do the same. But that's all that I have for you, though. I don't want to keep talking in circles. I hope this video resonated. If it did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the tribe. We'd love to have you. If you would ever like to book a personal reading from me, you could always get in contact with me with my email in the description box below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you watch this reading. And as always, I will see you, my you gorgeous people, in the next one. Bye.